So therefore, it's been a very long winter.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Wheels on a Bike. It is Sunday, March the 7th, the day before the solar eclipse. I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and it is 13 degrees and it is beautiful. Let me just check that everything is working. It is 13 degrees. Norma, hello. Thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate it. So the stream seems to be up, which is fantastic. Okay. I have a slightly different setup today. I am testing out, well, a different type of setup that is a little bit more streamlined, but appears to be a little bit bigger, or rather makes my bicycle a little bit longer. So today I am going to be riding on the Martin Goodman Trail. This is where we're going to start off the ride. The trail today is incredibly busy. It is a beautiful, beautiful day, which means that many people are out on their bikes and other mobility devices, mobility vehicles, and we're going to see all of that as we ride across to join the College Street bike lanes. Okay. Norma, I think you're the only one who's joined right now, so hopefully others will as well. Let's go, shall we? Let's go and test this out. If anyone can let me know that the audio, or if you can confirm that the audio is all right, I would appreciate it. Okay, and let's hop on the Martin Goodman Trail. And it is busy. We are currently in Humber Bay, Mimico, Etobicoke, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The views are spectacular. I see the CN Tower in the distance. Okay, let's ride. Swans on the water. Oh, wonderful. Or rather, one swan with mini ducks. It's incredible to see everyone out on their bikes. It's been a very odd winter we've had so far. Just this last week, we've had really terrible storm. So very windy. A lot of rain fell. Norma, audio is great. Thank you very much for that confirmation. I appreciate it. Okay, let's keep riding. So a lot more people walking, a lot more pedestrians. The trail I'm currently riding on is the Martin Goodman Trail, which is a multi-use trail. So I expect to see a lot more people walking. Someone perhaps getting ready for a hike. Awesome. I've seen a lot more kids on bikes. There's one in front of us. Oh, it is so beautiful. It is just after 1 p.m. local time, and I am hoping that if we get to College Street bike lanes early enough, I'll be able to stop by Pedal, which is Pedal and Bikes, which is the new bike shop. And let's see how things go. They close at 2 p.m. And so it remains to be seen where we're at around that time. If we can't get to Pedal, then we shall go to another coffee shop, because coffee is a must midday for me. Okay. Here we go. I mentioned my rig is slightly different, so I have a boom pole kind of sticking out behind my bike, so I have to be cognizant of that and remember that whenever I turn or whenever I pass people, I need to account for that boom pole. Otherwise, I'm going to smack somebody in the face. Wow, the views are spectacular. I know that the camera doesn't pick up all the details in the distance, but wow, wow, wow. I'm going to stop momentarily here to show you the beautiful skyline of Toronto because it is stunning. There you go. I don't know if you'll be able to see the CN Tower, but it is glorious. Not a cloud in the sky, everyone. I have a preview here, and yeah, you only see a tiny bit of what I see in real life. I wish the GoPro had a zoom functionality on it that was an optical zoom that I could activate during the live stream because it is beautiful. Okay, let's try to navigate through the crowds and not hit anyone with the boom pole. Let's go. Let's ride across the beautiful Humber Bay Arch Bridge. This is the Sheldon Lookout Point. This is where we sometimes finish the live stream. This bridge gets incredibly busy in the summertime. There's a lot more people here today already. Again, lots of people walking and enjoying the neighborhood. Digital G, hello from Michigan. Hello from Toronto. Thanks for joining the live stream and thanks for joining the chat. Okay. We are heading to the College Street cycle lanes, cycle tracks, bike lanes, and we're also going to be exploring different types of cycling infrastructure as we ride. So right now I am on the Martin Goodman Trail, which is a multi-use trail. And so this trail is not specifically created for cyclists, but cyclists can certainly use this trail. And as can runners and people using other mobility vehicles. So there we go. We will see a lot more of it today because the trail is busy. Also a lot more children on bikes, which is fantastic. Woo, bumpy. Sunny in Michigan? That's fantastic. Did you also get the big storm last week? Digital G? I think they called it the Colorado Low. So we had, yeah, very incredible amount of wind, like really full-on wind. 50, 60 kilometers an hour, gusting probably a lot more, and a ton of rain fell, so a little bit of flooding in Toronto, but you wouldn't know that if you came out today, which is great. Playground, a lot of people on the playground. A lot more people using bike share bikes, although they do get a fair bit of use in the winter time as well, because people don't want to ride their regular bikes, especially bikes that may be steel. Very soon we're going to be passing over or using the pedestrian bridge to get to the other side of the highway that's running parallel to the Martin Goodman Trail, and that highway is the Queen Elizabeth Way, or the QEW. This is so stunning. So many people out and about, so many people on bikes. It's awesome. Digital G, has your endurance significantly increased since your cross Canada trip? I would say that my cross Canada trip, so at this point, in May it will be 2 years since I started the ride. So I was in exceptional shape after I finished the trip, and then you lose it, right? I don't maintain my physical shape. I just ride my bike as I ride it. So did it increase right after the ride? Yes, it did. I was very strong. My body was ready and used to multiple hours of cycling a day. But I lost it because I think to maintain that level of physicality, you would need to, I would need to continue riding as I did across Canada. Also, what I found is that when switching to an e-bike as my primary commuter, I have lost a little bit of that physical fitness as well. Prior to commuting by e-bike, I used to commute by just a regular bike. And while I would sometimes miss multiple days due to heavy winds or strong winds, just the fact that I was riding just a pedal bike in the winter contributed to my overall physical fitness, which I've lost with the e-bike. I ride my e-bike a lot more often in all sorts of weather, regardless of how windy it gets. But when it does get windy, instead of, using my legs to pedal, I certainly just up the pedal assist levels and off I go. So that's just my reality of switching from a pedal bike to an e-bike. But I still enjoy it. I'm going to be on tour soon, and I know that the first few days, I really expect the first week to be a little bit tougher because, throughout the winter I've ridden an e-bike, so I will once again need to get used to riding a regular bike that's loaded. And so that will be just an adjustment. And as per usual, I will take it slow because I've learned not to push, because that's how I got injured. So lessons learned, and I'll just take things slow. I see that more people joined the live stream. Hello everyone, welcome. We are in Toronto, Canada, riding on the Martin Goodman Trail. And in a moment, we're going to be taking that overpass, crossing across Lakeshore and the Queen Elizabeth Way, or the QEW. And let's walk the bike. Let's walk that bike. And we are heading towards the College Street bike lanes. We're going to start at the very beginning, and that infrastructure is not going to be great. And then we're going to hop on the newly finished cycle track. Digital G, would you definitely recommend e-bikes to aging riders so we can still ride them? I would recommend e-bikes to anyone, not just aging riders. But yes, to answer your question specifically, yes, I think e-bikes are a fantastic tool to get people riding, continue riding, or riding in the first place. Many people wouldn't ride a bike at all if it weren't for the fact that they're riding an e-bike. So I don't have any qualms about people riding e-bikes. I think they're fantastic, and if that gets people out of cars and onto, you know, into some sort of a form of active transportation, I'm all for it. What do you think, chat? What do you think about e-bikes? I know that some people have very strong opinions about e-bikes. Some people really don't like them specifically for a number of reasons, but what do you think? What are your thoughts? Extra Hero, welcome to the chat. Hello. Reinhardt, hello. Reinhardt is another bicycle tourist who also has a channel, so if you don't follow him on YouTube already, subscribe to his channel. You'll learn a lot about bicycle touring. Extra Hero, you wish I could tour with my e-bike to help with headwinds. I think you mean headwinds, but I guess it was fun watching you struggle. Sometimes you just give up and walk it. Yeah, headwind is just inevitable, but at the times when the headwind got too bad, I absolutely wanted an e-bike, and I often said it in my videos, I just want an e-bike. Reinhardt, spring has sprung in Toronto. It certainly has, finally. It's quite loud here. we're crossing a highway, everyone, so of course it's loud. Black or Checkered, hello and welcome to the chat. You have a disability and ride an e-bike every day, and you carry 1 to 3 kids on my cargo bike too. Without the e-bike, I'd be forced to taxi and take the bus. That's amazing. So there you go. Another use case for using a bike, people with disabilities. And it also opens up your ability to go on your own terms, right? I think taxis, I know in Toronto, I ride tandem bikes with people who have low vision or are blind, and they often have to rely on, of course, on others. So often, if transportation options are not accessible, then they have to call for a transportation option, and that requires waiting, and it's just a whole lot of planning if they don't have family or friends who can drive them to their destination. But yes, that's an amazing use case for e-bikes. If you have a disability that prevents you from riding a regular e-bike or a regular bike, or allows you to ride more, longer, farther with a lot more load, that's incredible. Gary, hello, welcome to the live stream. Stay with 250 watt hour e-bike. Yep, so my bike is fully legal in Canada. It's a 250 watt motor. Although in Canada the allowance is a 500 watt motor. Extra Hero, here's my harsh opinion on e-bikes. I want all of them. You know, I really would love to have a cargo e-bike. There's really, I don't need a cargo e-bike. I don't need a cargo bike because I use trailers, as you know. If you follow my channel, you know I have the Burley Travoy trailer, which I love, and it's fantastic because I can just fold it up and then hook it up to the bike, any bike, my Brompton, my touring bike, my e-bike, or even a bike share bike. But I would love a cargo bike. Bike Cam Diaries, hello, welcome to the live stream. In a city like Toronto with all its hills, an e-bike is an advantage. Absolutely. I think, you know, there's so many advantages to the e-bike. Hills, wind, reliability of, you know, me arriving on time at work, for example, regardless of what weather throws at me. Digital G, I work on and repair e-bikes to keep people riding and to provide inexpensive transportation for those in need. Oh, that's amazing. What I find is that a lot of bike shops will not service e-bikes that they don't specifically sell, or many people buy e-bikes, you know, at Costco and Amazon. Now, I don't know if Costco offers bike servicing for the brands that they sell, but certainly if you buy a brand from Amazon, you may have some issues finding mechanics who will service the bikes. Reinhardt, to each their own regarding e-bikes. I'm more concerned about if and how they will be regulated on roads and bike paths. Yeah, I think it comes to it's all about speed, right? I think a lot of people, even on the paths that I ride in Toronto, a lot of people don't meet the regulations. So our bikes, for an e-bike to be legal in Ontario, the maximum pedal assist speed is 30 kilometers an hour, which is already very, very fast. On the Martin Goodman Trail, the speed limit is 20. Many people ride a lot faster than that. Extra hero on my e-bike during the pandemic was the goat. What a saving grace it was. Yeah. Busy a bit. Hello. Thanks for joining the live stream. Reinhardt, also with respect to battery technology advancements and how committed manufacturers are to backward compatibility. Yes. So that was something very important for me when purchasing my e-bike. I wanted to buy into a system that where I could replace parts down the road, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the road. I know that Bosch is an expensive system to have, but offers reliability and also backward compatibility and replacement options, because I really don't want to have like 5 different e-bikes. Well, I do, but not because they break down and I can't replace them. Cargo e-bikes are looking a beautiful electric truck. Yes, we have some serious e-bikes used by what is that? FedEx. FedEx uses cargo e-bikes to transport the parcels around Toronto. That's awesome to see. They started off with like a backseat style front loader type bike, and now they have these big boxier. Boxier, that's not a good description. They have bikes with a large capacity at the back of the bike, and that's awesome to see. And they do use bike lanes and the Martin Goodman Trail to transport the load. Okay, so where are we? We are now on Roncesvalles Street. This area is known as the Polish area. There used to be a lot more Polish people who lived there. Now I'm just crossing like this because I'm good, thank you. Because I don't see bike lanes. Now there was a lot of construction here. They were replacing all the tracks, streetcar tracks, so this area was closed for the longest time. There used to be bike lanes on Roncesvalles here. I don't see the markings. Maybe that's forthcoming. But regardless, we're gonna jump on that street and ride. We are riding towards College Street, the beginning of College Street. I want to take the streets so that we see the different types of cycling infrastructure, the not so great and then the amazing that was just recently finished. So just the differences in infrastructure types as the city builds new roads and works towards the complete street design. Okay. I think the camera will show how many streetcar tracks there are here. As we ride towards College Street, I'm going to show you an area where I had my bike accident, self-inflicted. It was the bike against streetcar tracks. I'll point it out. I think everyone who rides in Toronto has had a run-in with streetcar tracks. It's almost like a rite of passage. You wipe out, you try to take it in a way that is not conducive to your bike or your wheels fitting across, and then you just get stuck in the track and you fall over. Extra hero. Yes, I did rent an e-cargo bike from a local company here, and yes, it was the Urban Arrow cargo bike, and it was fantastic. Loved it. I was concerned that I would not be able to balance the bike. I think you can go. Are you crossing?
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
I think that lady was unsure of what to do. Okay. Busy a bit? Yes. When the sun is out, people in Toronto come out. Absolutely. Now, yeah, the bike lane here is gone. There used to be a bike lane here. It's gone. What happened to that bike lane? Is it coming back? Anyone can answer that question? But what I'm doing is I'm trying to also not ride too close to vehicles, not be in the dooring zone. I don't want somebody to, in the cars that are parked, I don't want somebody to open the door and, you know, door me. So see, there's bicycle lane markings here, but then they kind of disappear. So I don't know what's going on here. The urban arrow is the cargo mama uses. Yes, one of them, and she's tiny. That's right. It looks scary, but works just fine. Yeah, it looks. What street is this? I think I can I do? I need to use one of these side roads to get across to a parallel street. Maybe the next one. I'll take the next one. Yes, cargo bike mama. She's not very tall, is she? I'm a little bit taller than she is, and yeah, go ahead. Oh, thank you. And she uses it. Again, it's a very well-made bike. It's a bike that is very easy to balance. That's what I found, even for people who are brand new to cargo bikes. All right, wow, there's so much happening on the street. This is fantastic. Okay, this is the street we're going to take, and we're going to be introduced to another type of cycling infrastructure, and this is called the contraflow lane. So this street is one way for cars. It's a one-way street for cars, and it's a two-way street for bicycles. So the side that we're riding on right now is marked up as a contraflow bike lane. You will see markings on the pavement here to indicate that. Extra hero, not very tall but very stylish. She is very stylish, isn't she? Yeah, that's amazing to see, because really she uses a bike as a form of transport. They have multiple bikes, her and her husband. They have 3 children. They live in New York. And I don't know if she has other social media presence aside from Instagram. Is she on TikTok as well? Yeah, and she has a good following. She does a lot of advocacy, a lot of speaking engagements. She's also, I think, a college professor, criminology, something like that. So very well spoken. You know, a lot of community building and community activating as well, specific to utilizing cargo bikes and bikes as a form of transport. Okay, we are going to be turning left here. Here we go. Oh, I smell coffee. I smell coffee. Oh, the parks, the local parks are full of people today. This is fantastic. Go ahead. I think that was very nice of that driver to want to let me pass, but let's just follow. Let's just follow the street rules, etc., and go when we need to. When I ride on the street with cars around me, I try to be as predictable as possible, because the last thing I need is to confuse people and then get myself into situations I don't need to. And so that is that. Okay, we are inching our way towards, I think that's Dundas in front of us, that bigger or that larger street. We're going to join that for a moment, and then we are going to hop on college, the start of college. I'm not expecting to have any good bicycle infrastructure at the beginning then, but eventually we are going to join the new college bike lanes. and we'll see what the difference is. I just need to adjust the cable that's come loose from the setup. I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream that I have a different setup today, and that I'm using a boom pole, like a microphone. Wow, ooh, that is cool. A microphone boom pole at the. Actually, what I'll do is I will take I'll take a photo, and if you would like to see what my setup currently looks like, well then head on to my Instagram account, Wheels on a Bike, and you will be able to see today's setup. It looks different. Is my RKL tail rider still holding up? I don't think you took it across Canada. Perhaps you needed to carry more on your track. Yes. So in fact, I have my RKL tail rider bag on today, and it's holding a lot of my streaming, well, all of the streaming backpack setup. So it's perfect. It's perfect. I'm going to take a photo of it as well. It's held up amazingly well. You know, RKL products are just such well-designed products, and they last a long time. You certainly pay for that quality and that durability, but you get what you pay for, right? So the tail rider, it looks brand new. There's no issues with it. And you're right, I did not take it on with me on my ride across Canada because, yeah, it is a small one, and I just needed to fit all of my camping gear into my rear bag, as it were. So I ended up taking just a dry bag. Okie dokes, let's continue. Let's continue. I remember whenever I came here on just the pedal bikes, there's a bit of a hill here, so whenever I was out of shape, this hill would hurt me physically. But it's no problem for the e-bike. No problem. Okay, so we are approaching Dundas Street, and we are going east. Ah, we are. That's the hill. That's the hill that's no longer a problem. Oh, what a beautiful view of the CN Tower. Beautiful. Okay. There's an entrance to a trail line here on my left. I've taken that trail, maybe one of the next live streams. We're going to ride on that trail because it is quite nice, fully protected from vehicular traffic. Okay, in front of us, a bicycle. A tricycle, in fact. Love seeing different bikes. I'm trying to position myself so that you may see it. Do you see him? Maybe. Or maybe not. Or maybe my body is blocking. I like it. Okay. So chat, we're coming to an area where I wiped out on my bike because of the streetcar tracks. It's just up ahead. Or actually, I'm going to be turning here. Oh, this is a very nice turning lane. And we have a bicycle signal. Fantastic. So just up ahead, chat, I was trying to cross streetcar tracks, and yeah, one of my wheels, my front wheel, got caught in the tracks, and I wiped out. I fell right. I fell onto the road, and as I did so, I ended up hitting a car. So the driver was very startled because something had hit him, and that was me. That was me hitting the car as I was falling. Gorgeous smile. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Backcam Diaries. Part of that rail path near Bloor is closed for the new Kitchener line they're adding. Okay. Kitchener line. Oh, do you mean the GO train line? Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Oh, this is a very good solution here. So we are now at Lansdowne, and we're on College Street. So here we go. Let's see what the bicycle infrastructure looks like. What I see in front of me is sharrows. Sharrows are an indicator that bikes are on the road and indicator to drivers to share the road. But really, sharrows offer no physical protection from vehicular traffic for cyclists. So this is what it is. Once again, we've got cars parked on our right, and I am going to do my best to stay away from the dooring zone so that I don't get smacked. Gorgeous smile. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you very much. It's a beautiful day in Toronto, and happy to be out on the bike. When you wiped out, did the driver say, "Hit me, baby, one more time"? No. No. So the driver, in fact, it was a whole family in that car. It was a driver, let's say his wife, his partner, and then kids in the back. So they were startled as well. I felt awful because, again, they didn't do anything. That was 100% my fault. It was a self-caused accident. This is your first time seeing rail cars? Oh, really? Oh, well, there you go. The typical Toronto streetcars. Another one is in front of us. So you will get to experience one passing us one more time. Lots of traffic. What's going on ahead of us here? What is going on? I'm not sure why this person is walking. Passing you on the left, sir. Okay, we're going to get in front of this turning car. There is no bike box here, but I am getting in front to indicate that I am here and to make myself as visible as possible. Streetcars, trams. One is in front of us. It's the 506 Carlton that goes all the way to High Park. And off we go. And we continue on our sharrows. And it appears that the sharrows are now underneath the parked cars, and cars are able to park here, quite obviously, right now, but this does nothing for cycling infrastructure because I cannot bike underneath cars. But at some point, these sharrows are going to turn into separated cycle tracks. And then we're going to enjoy, chat. Then we're going to enjoy. Also, the surface of this road, pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. A lot of bumps, a lot of potholes, a lot of potholes. Just remembered I didn't put my gloves on, but they're in my pocket, so good. Trying my best to pay attention. It is quite busy here, busy with parked cars, busy with cars, busy with everything. So and there we go. Dover Court, everyone. We are now at Dover Court. Oh, let's go. Oh, it's a... What is that bike next to us? It is... Oh, a mountain equipment folding bike. Awesome. Have I seen the 360 e-rickshaw? No, I have not seen the 360 e-rickshaw. Have you seen it in person, or have you only seen it or seen a concept? I know that there is something like that coming as a pilot, where people are able to hop on, and I think they will be able to serve drinks. Okay, crossing, streetcar tracks. We're at Ossington, everyone. I can't wait until we get that our separated bike lane. Oh, parking enforcement doing their job. Thank you, parking enforcement. So there's no parking here on our right on Monday to Friday. So Monday to Friday, those cars that are now parked here shouldn't be here. But it's not Friday, it is Sunday, and as a result, they're here parking. Okay. Metro, a grocery store, and we are approaching Crawford, passing Crawford Street. And this is Little Italy. Ooh, what's going on there? A boarded up shop. Pretty dismal condition there. Little Italy is where you would typically find a lot of Italian shops, Italian food restaurants and such. Vivoli. I've been here on the patio. There's also a bead shop here, or there used to be one. I remember coming here to purchase some beads. Oh, dude, do not cross. Do not turn. So many people here. Oh, another tricycle chat on the left. Passing on the left. Look at that. So cool. Oof, oof. Some strong language on that. Whoa, duty. He's not even looking. Okay. Oof. This is getting quite busy. Clinton. Cafe Diplomatico. Good coffee, good desserts. Nice place. Highly enjoy it. Chat has gone quiet. Are you still with me? Or you're just enjoying the views? Enjoying the urban commute views? Are you paying as much attention to what's going on as I am? Intensely focused? Oh, chat, we made it! Take a look at this! Take a look at this, chat. Separated cycle track. Yes. Yes. Raised. Fully separated from vehicular traffic. Also separated from the pedestrian... whoops, what is this? From sidewalk. Fantastic. This is awesome. It gives me a lot more confidence. So, well, I still have to pay attention. I don't have to pay as much attention as I did before especially to the cars that are passing me, etc. You're definitely getting your neck workout, yes. My neck workout and my eye workout, because I'm using my mirror a lot to check what's going on. Digital G, are you tempted to wear a reflective vest or something all the time in traffic? I used to wear a reflective vest, and it was it was just something super light that I put on. I have lights on my bicycle, so I kind of think that now that should provide some visibility. I know that daytime lights may or may not be as visible as they are at nighttime. But to answer your question, honestly, no, I do not wear a reflective vest when I commute right now. I do have a vest that I will be taking on tour with me, and I will wear that vest every day, because especially when I'm on the road with cars. But no, in Toronto I stopped wearing my reflective vest because most of the time my commute is on the Martin Goodman Trail, and that is fully separated from car traffic. All right, we are now at Bathurst and College. Charles Wang, hello and thank you. Welcome to the chat. I grew up in Toronto and recognize all the streets that you mentioned. Amazing. It's also amazing how they changed, right? I used to be in Little Italy in this area all the time, and not anymore. So it's good to see how it's changed. But I am so impressed with this bike lane, this cycle track. It is wide enough to accommodate some side-by-side riding. Definitely accommodates people passing. I mentioned in other live streams that the lower bike lane is it's great to have because it is separated, but it is not wide enough. So when you want to take over a cyclist in front of you, it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. You have to be very careful. This is so amazing. Look at all this. Look at all these markings. Turning left. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. And now this is a bi-directional cycle track here. Oh, an encampment by a church. Approaching Augusta. The plan is for us to head down to University, and I will take University south, and then we are going to continue south towards the lake, head on the Martin Goodman Trail there, maybe go to the Portlands, check out what that is like. We visited the Portlands, the bridges, right as they opened. I'm assuming today it's going to be very, very busy in Harbourfront. It's a very touristy area along the Martin Goodman Trail. And I'm also assuming Portlands is going to be busy for the same reason. Everyone out on their bikes. Anyone who has had their bikes stored for the winter time is most likely riding today. Or maybe they went for a ride yesterday. Yesterday we had a beautiful day as well. Is anyone planning on doing anything for the solar eclipse tomorrow? Any plans? Do you have the special goggles, special glasses? I did not source them, so I don't think I'll be looking at anything. How well used are those rail trails? In southwestern Ohio, they use decals and windows to look like people riding. Oh no, so the trails are highly, highly used, especially the Martin Goodman Trail that I'm referring to. That is a hugely popular trail. We started our stream there, but we'll be jumping down onto it again. It's going to be very busy today. Whenever the weather is nice, it is incredibly busy. I like your coat, busy a bit. Can't wait till we don't have to wear them though. Yeah. You know, clothes are clothes, so I just wear whatever I need to and don't worry too much about it. So I am wearing my raincoat as just a windbreaker today. It's a little bit windy. Well, it is quite warm. It is still not that warm. So, for example, I'm riding in a bit of a shade right now, and it's noticeably cooler. If you are interested in what weather we have in Toronto right now, you can use the exclamation point weather. So exclamation mark weather command without any spaces. And the Nightbot is going to tell you what the weather is like in Toronto right now. Also, if anyone's interested in what bike I'm riding my e-bike. Exclamation point bike without space. So exclamation point or exclamation mark bike without any spaces, lowercase. You will get to see what detour. What? But the bike lane is open. What detour do we need to go on? Well, I don't know about that detour. The bike lane is clearly open. Interesting. Also, for anyone who's interested in my IRL setup, my streaming setup, exclamation mark IRL, lowercase. So exclamation point IRL, lowercase, is going to detail my setup. And as I continue on the list of commands, for anyone who would like to join me on Instagram, I share some behind the scenes pictures, etc. For example, today I will be sharing my behind the scenes photos of my new setup. You can use the exclamation point IG for Instagram, exclamation mark IG. Is parked, or is the opening? Parked, I think. Or stopped. Okay. Charles Wang, thank you very much for using the bike command. Did I buy my e-bike new? Yes, I did. I bought the bike last year from Curbside Cycle. It's a local dealer of Riese Muller bikes in Toronto. And yes, I did buy it new. However, I did buy it on sale. It was the previous year's, or maybe like the end of season sale that they had. They only had this one, and luckily for me, it was the smallest frame. This is the 43 centimeter frame, and it fits me beautifully. And I'm quite happy with the bike overall. It's not without its issues, but I am quite happy with the bike. And I hope that long term, you know, when things like the motor and batteries, etc., will need to be replaced, I hope that they won't have encounter too many issues. And when they do, I think they are. So basically what happens is we stopped for the streetcar. The streetcar is letting out passengers. And when that happens, we need to stop behind the streetcar. Or if you're kind of in the middle of the streetcar, then you have to basically stop, so that people can disembark. Now, many people don't stop, and as a person who does use a streetcar, it is incredibly, what am I trying to say? It's incredibly scary when drivers don't stop and you disembark a streetcar, because they can just hit you, right? They can hit you. So busy a bit. You would be concerned about buying a used e-bike, so tell us more. Why would you be concerned about buying a used e-bike? I'll follow this person. Whoa, lots of potholes here. 26-inch wheels are nice to have. Yes, they are. Smallest wheels, well, actually no, my Brompton has smaller wheels, but smallest wheels on my full-size bikes. Yes, smaller ones are more squirrely. Definitely there is a difference in handling on my Brompton. Okay, so we're looking for an east-west bike trail or street that has a bike lane that will allow us then to connect to another north-south bike route street that will then allow us to head down to the lake. I don't know if the camera or the audio is picking it up, but it got very, very windy here all of a sudden. Ooh, so windy. Also very bumpy. So bumpy. Okay. Awesome. People on bikes there. I don't think there's a bike lane here. All these bike detour signs here. Lots happening. Very, very busy. Very, very busy. I wasn't expecting downtown to be so busy today. But it is. Right, okay. Busy a bit. You don't know if people are taking care of it. Yeah. I think that, again, if I was buying a second-hand bike, e-bike, or any bike with, but especially an e-bike with a brand that doesn't have longevity and a newer brand, I probably would stay away from that myself as well, because I really don't have capacity to be able to check all the components. I don't know how to. This isn't to say that it's not something you could learn, but I would be a little bit apprehensive myself as well. Have you heard of Charles Priority Bicycles? I have heard of Priority Bicycles. From Ryan Van Duzer, firstly, I really like their Priority 600X bike. I love the fact that it has the pinion gearbox, Gates carbon belt drive. I have the Gates carbon belt drive on my e-bike, so I love the low maintenance aspect of it. I was looking at the Priority 600X for bike packing. That would be an awesome bike. Pricey, but you know what? It's quality again, right? I met a tourist from Germany, a cycle tourist from Germany, who had the pinion gear on his bike, and he really loved the experience, the low maintenance experience of riding. I met him on the Erie Canal Trail. He was riding across the US. I was just riding across the state of New York. Out and about with yours truly, Liz OC. Hello, thanks for joining the live stream, everyone. Lizzo is also a live streamer based in Toronto. So if you are interested in all the things she does, on the bike, off the bike, walking around, that's another option for you to consider. Go join her channel. Not now though. Later. Okay, the bike lanes have reappeared here. Lizzo, you like my setup? Thank you very much. I'm going to share a photo of my setup on Instagram. Holy Lord, it's bumpy. So for anyone, oh God, anyone who is interested in seeing my setup today, head on over to Instagram. Oh, later on today. Oh my Lord. I'm sorry, chat. It is very bumpy here. Head on over to Instagram and I'll be posting photos. Let me finish my thought first. The surface has gotten a little bit better here. Digital G, there's pretty much a bike for everyone out there. Buy what you're comfortable with. Absolutely right. Don't let others influence your buying decision. Buy what you're comfortable with, what you can afford. Doesn't have to be a new bike. Doesn't have to be an e-bike. It has to be a bike that you're going to use. I think I'm going to turn left or right here, but why is that bike lane blocked? Why did they block the bike lane? Oh, let's explore, shall we? It's King Street. Why did they block the bike lane? Huh. Okay. Lizzo, you're welcome. You do a lot more live streaming. I mean, I see notifications when I'm at work. I see you truly are out and about. So I think what's going on here? What are they getting ready for? Actually, let's get to the bike box, or let's get to the left turning lane here. And then we're going to take this street. Where are we? Simcoe Street. We're going to take it south to the Martin Goodman Trail, everyone. What is this person doing? Why was he driving into this car? Holy magnolia, people. This is a different way to stream. Can you switch to front view? No, my setup does not. So for me to be able to switch to front view, I would have to physically move that setup to the front. Or I'd need to get another Belabox, connect it, and have like 2 Belaboxes running, but no, I can't do that now. That's too complex. Also a little bit too expensive at this point for me, so this is what I'll have for the time being. Oh, windy. There's a cyclist right behind us. Because of my setup, I now have this long boom sticking out behind me, so I don't want to smack anyone with it. I have to be very cognizant of it, because if I turn my bike too much, I will surely hit somebody with it. We're at Front Street, everyone. On our right, Metro Toronto Convention Centre, their restaurants, specifically Azure Restaurant and Bar. When I was a librarian, we used to have a lot of our Ontario Library Association conferences used to be held here. I don't know that they still are. Very well, maybe. Yo, that's loud. Dude. Okay. Oh, very nice downhill. So nice. Woo! Love my downhills. Oh, so nice. Because my bike is so heavy, it really picks up speed, a lot of speed, quite fast on the downhills. Very nice, very enjoyable. I have a short on my channel where I get, I don't know, to like 50 kilometers an hour, 60 kilometers an hour, going downhill on a hill in Newfoundland. Love it, love it. Okay, CN Tower. Oh, we just passed the CN Tower. Let me see if I can show you the CN Tower. If I can turn the bike around and show you the view. I'm not sure. But maybe what I'll do is I will get the camera, position the camera slightly differently, because I can move it. Oh, yeah, definitely. I can't see anything. But let me see. Let me see if I can get the camera. Move it so that you can... You know what? I need the phone to see the view, because in HDMI mode, I cannot see anything. So, all right. Here we go. You're going to see the loading dock chat, but... Is this better? Do you see the CN Tower now? Let's see. Oh, yes you do. Yes you do. There's the CN Tower. Fun fact, I've climbed the CN Tower physically 6 times for the CN Tower climb. World Wildlife Federation or United Way. And then I did a virtual climb the 7th time in my building. I also did the edge walk, where you kind of walk suspended, or you are attached to ropes, but you walk on the outside of the CN Tower. Highly recommended if you're not squeamish and afraid of heights. And of course the CN Tower is a very, very popular tourist attraction for anyone who comes visit the city. So there you are, chat. How did you like the CN Tower? Huh? Nice. Oh, I think I may have to adjust. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe this view will be all right. A little bit too much of the sky, no? Let's adjust you again, chat. Or maybe let's get wild here. Let me point you to the back of what we're going to be. So you're gonna have the back view, chat. You can pay attention to what's going on behind me. And then maybe I'll flip you around again when we get to the water. Okay, chat, let's go. Let me know what's going on behind me, all right? All right, here we are. Oh, loud, 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 loud. Puddles still. Let's go. We're crossing underneath the Gardiner Expressway, the QEW, the highway that I pointed out when we started this live stream, turns into Gardiner Expressway. Here we go. Busy a bit, you like this view as well? Thank you very much. I think you were referring to the previous setup. Lizzo, right? Let gravity roll me down the hill? Yes, absolutely. I wish this bus just passed. So loud. Go ahead. Okie dokes. Oof. Glad to not have to hear that. And everyone, we are now on the Martin Goodman Trail. Here we go. Here we go. What is this person doing? Sir! Sir, you're on the bike path. Be careful. Oh, just taking photos in the middle of a bike path. Here we go. How do you like this view, chat? How do you like this view? Maybe what we'll do is we'll ride towards the lake, shall we? No, I won't be able to ride my bike there, but we can certainly walk the bike. Lots of people, lots of people. A little bump, whoops, whoops. So we are at the Harbourfront Center is, we're just going to be passing it in a moment. I was here for a Julie Black concert in February. Fantastic. She's such an incredible performer. Jamaican Canadian. Incredible performer. Okay, let's get off the bike and let's take a walk by the lake, right? It's beautiful here. Oh, it's so beautiful. I am going to change your view again. Point you the other way, chat, so that you can once again see the back of me because I'm so special, right? Okay. All right. Welcome to Harbourfront. Welcome. Yeah, definitely. He must be a tourist. Absolutely is. The locals know better than to stand in the middle of a bike path, Lizzo. Go on the ferry boat to the Toronto Islands, yeah? So I do that often. I also have videos on my channel about Toronto Islands, but I would love to actually do a stream riding the ferry. I'm concerned that my network coverage wouldn't be great, but you know what? We should do it and then we'll figure things out, right? I'm going to move the camera a little bit again because I think I don't like this center view of me. So let's just move it a tiny bit and then see. Okay. So this is where tourists flock to when the weather gets beautiful. And this could be tourists from Canada, from the GTA. This could be tourists from other countries. It is stunning here. This is where they come to get boat rides. This is also where they can, a little bit further on, you can get the municipal ferry from the ferry terminal, but you can also get taxis to the islands from here. And of course, people are signing up for city cruises, boat cruises. So on a day like today, it's a beautiful day, you can certainly enjoy the view. Here you go. And also take a look at that ship behind us, chat. Take a look. There you go, you should be able to see it. In the distance there, yep. I see that you see it. Okay, let's continue. Oh, Lizzo, thanks for that. I was over at Wars Island. Fantastic. Who's your network provider, Lizzo? That may also have an impact on connectivity. But yes, I love the islands. It's really too bad about the fire on Wars Island that burned down their community center and a restaurant. That's really, it's awful. Oh, you did a live stream on the ship. Okay, well then, let's shout out that live stream. That would be amazing. So did you take any of the cruises, or by the ship do you mean the ferry? A friend of mine used to live in this neighborhood, so I used to come here quite frequently. I now pass this area as part of my commute. So I see this every time I get down here in all weather conditions, so that's fantastic. There's a plane in the distance. What I didn't point out is that the Billy Bishop Airport is just to the west of us here. We often pass it when I ride the Martin Goodman Trail. For anyone who's joining, I see more people joined. We are Harbourfront in Toronto. Super highly touristy area, super highly. What an expression. Very, very popular with tourists. On the right hand side, we are being passed by one of the water taxis. There's multiple companies that have water taxis here. I'll point them out as we ride a little bit further east. For anyone who's interested in knowing what the weather is like right now, !weather is going to bring up that command. So !weather without any spaces will let you know what the weather is like in Toronto right now. But it is sunny and it is warm. Lizzo, you stream on your iPhone 13 with Bell and your second iPhone 14 Pro with Rogers. Okay. So you have, and how do you bond those two connections? Do you use like an app that you connect it to? So my streaming setup, I also have two networks. So right now I have TELUS. I used to have Bell, but I switched it to TELUS and Rogers as well. Okay, let's stand for a moment here, shall we? So. Taxis again, water taxis. That's one of the docking stations or one of the terminals for one of the water taxis. There used to be not very many, and now there's a lot more companies that have opened up their taxi services to take people to the islands mostly. Fun fact, you only need one ticket to get to Toronto Islands when using the ferry. So you pay one way and the ferry takes you both ways. What people sometimes do is they take the taxi across to the islands and then they hop on the ferry to come back. On the way back, I don't think anyone checks tickets. My ticket has never ever been checked, so that's a hot tip for you there. Lizzo, last summer when I was on the island, I was surprised the signal is better now. Wow, okay. And you were able to walk further to the lake before the signal was weak. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah, fun fact about IRL streaming, IRL in real life streaming. So something that we're doing right now, chat. Fun fact, it's easier said than done. Oftentimes, you see these beautiful streams and think, oh yes, it will be very easy to do on one network. And it should be, but it's not. So oftentimes you need people who do it more often and more of a full-time basis, at a full-time basis, have multiple networks, multiple modems that allow them to have a very strong connection. Last live stream I did in Mississauga, the Mississauga and Oakville one, I was surprised to see that my network kept, bitrate kept fluctuating, and that was surprising because I was, again, areas that I thought would have good connectivity, but maybe the Waterfront trail is just not serviced well. Or maybe when I was too close to the lake riding those off-road trails, the network certainly dropped. So the ship, oh okay, so Lizzo, you took the ship that is on the dock. Okay, so it's $45 for the cruise and you streamed from there. You got copyright strike, right? It's so interesting about copyright strikes on YouTube. On Twitch, I don't know how it works. I mean, it's impossible not to get into a situation on a live stream where somebody plays music, or I don't know what the limit is. Is it 20 seconds? And after 20 seconds you have to have copyrights to the song. But while it works for regular videos, I can certainly manage that. It's very difficult to manage video, copyrighted video on a live stream, especially if you're in an area that plays music. Just wanted to point out one of the sightseeing city bus tours on our left. It's just right up ahead from us. City sightseeing Toronto. At the lights, I'm going to once again get off the bike and show you the ferry terminal. There we go. That's the sightseeing city of Toronto. Sightseeing Toronto, hop on, hop off bus. One of these days I should hop on that bus myself, because there's always something new to learn about the city I live in. Lizzo, you stream with Prism. Okay, and that allows you to connect to both. That was a funny sound. I just heard a funny sound. What was that? Okay, maybe it's nothing. Okay, you stream 720p with iPhone 13 and pre-record 1080p with iPhone 14 Pro. Okay. Yeah. So slightly different setup, but I think that, yeah. Oh, okay, so you're seeing a pretty dark image there now, chat. Sorry about that. And the reason being is I underexposed the image a little bit because of how bright it is, and I noticed that the GoPro, just when it's bright and sunny like this, it's when I'm streaming, the GoPro just blows out a lot of the highlights. It's just too bright. So as a result, I underexposed the image by one stop, so -1. But that means that when I get into shadows, then that image gets a little bit dark. What do you use, Lizzo? So if you use the command !IRL, no spaces, !IRL, that setup is going to be listed there. But I use the Belabox, so I built a backpack, a live streaming backpack for myself. So this is the terminal, everyone, the Jack Layton Ferry Terminal. You can buy tickets for the ferry online, and then you just walk right through. Of course, you can also buy tickets for the ferry as those people are doing. You can just come over and buy tickets. So right now the ferry is still not very busy, but it gets incredibly busy in the summertime, and there certainly is a capacity. And so if you do not have tickets or do not show up adequately early for the time you've purchased your ticket for, then you will not be allowed on the ferry. So keep that in mind. I'm going to adjust the level of this camera. I think when I was doing the adjusting, it was okay. There's horizon leveling on the camera, but the camera is totally crooked. Yeah, better. So let's go see the ferries, shall we? Little doggo's being carried. There you go, Lizzo. You got it. Yeah, so I recently switched to the DJI mic. It is good. Here we go. Fun fact about the islands, they are car free. They do have some service vehicles, but what you see on the islands is fantastic trailers. People get so creative with their trailers. I've met multiple people from the islands in a grocery store just down the street. Many of them come off the islands to grocery shop. There isn't a grocery store on the islands. Wow, look at this, chat. Look at these beautiful plants. This is stunning. Everything is growing because it is so beautiful. Oh, I'm going to take a photo of this. This is so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh. Let's see. Let's zoom in because I can't. I'm tethered by a cable. Oh, tethered. Let's see if we can get the photo. I'm going to take the photo, chat, and I'm going to post it on Instagram. If you're not yet connected with me on Instagram, it's Wheels on a Bike if you are on Instagram as well. Just like this YouTube channel, Wheels on the Bike. Or if you forget, you can also use the command !IG, !IG, and that is also going to give you a link to my Instagram account. Chat, I'm going to clean the lens. Sorry about that. There are some specks on the lens. In my last stream, I took off the cover and the lens was filthy. Or I shouldn't say filthy. The lens had a speck in one corner and it drove me bonkers and nobody mentioned it. So chat, if you find that the lens is dirty, please let me know. Busy a bit, kind of hard not to film people though. I know YouTube has some rules against it. Yes, especially children. What? I'm hearing a sound. So I'm trying to see if something's rubbing. Okay, well, let's continue. So there you go, chat. A very quick overview of the ferry. My suggestion is that if you want to take the ferry, especially moving forward, make sure to buy your tickets online and show up a little bit early, show up ahead. In the summer, there are a lot of kind of lanes that are set up in this area because of how many people come here, especially on the weekend. I'm going to point you in the direction of Jack Layton on a tandem bike here. Jack Layton used to be, oh gosh, I forget what he was. Was he a counselor? I believe he was a counselor in Toronto. He's a husband of, he was a husband, he's deceased. He's the husband of our current mayor, and both of them are cycling advocates. And this is why there's a statue of his at the Jack Layton ferry terminal. I am once again in the middle of the screen. What is this? What? I don't want to be in the middle. I want to be a little bit off center. Let's move you again, chat. There we are. There, a little bit better. People are staring at me as they're passing because, well, because of that boom pole sticking out behind my back. And also maybe because I'm talking to myself, right? Okay. So let's keep riding east. Again, I'm going to ride until we get to Portland's. Maybe ride across those bridges again that we saw some time ago. They have a light, so our opportunity to cross. Yes, and we're back on Martin Goodman Trail. The Westin Harbor Castle Hotel next to us. And chat, I'm going to get on the sidewalk here because this is where the next water taxi is. So in fact there are two different ones. They're the yellow ones right over there. They both say, oh, so it's a Toronto Harbour water taxi and Hollywood North water taxi. So they have their docks here. So if you don't want to take the ferry, you can certainly take a water taxi to, well, wherever you want to go. The benefit of taking a water taxi, of course, is you can take it at your own time, whereas the ferry has a schedule. That schedule changes, of course, in the winter time. They run on what's called an ice schedule because there is quite a bit of ice typically in the winter in Toronto. Not this winter, however. This winter was different. Lizzo, that's for weekends. Okay, you can purchase a ticket when you get there. I think you can always purchase a ticket at the booth, but you may not be able to get on the ferry during busy weekends because it does get intensely busy, very, very busy. A food truck, snack safari. Okay, let's get back on the trail. Well, let's keep riding. Okay, let's go. So far, not too many people are walking on the bike trail here. You know, I refer to it as a bike trail, but it's a multi-use trail. But really, pedestrians are meant to be on the sidewalk, which is what's happening here. And then anyone who is running or anyone moving in an active way is meant to use the trail. Yeah, when you take a water taxi, you pay both ways. Have you ever taken a water taxi, Lizzo? Has anyone in the chat taken a water taxi? What are the prices? Is it $10, $15 one way? I don't know what the most up-to-date ferry prices are, but I find them fine because, again, you're getting both-way access return trip, so you have to consider that. Okie dokies. And we are now passing next to the Red Path Sugar Refinery. So that's on our left. Red Path Refinery, this is where a lot of ships, cargo ships, come over, drop off sugar, and they refine it here. So you can often see when you come to Sugar Beach, which we will be passing through or passing by, you can enjoy sitting at the umbrellas at Sugar Beach and enjoying the beautiful vistas of cargo ships dropping off sugar. Sometimes this area smells a little bit because whatever they do as part of the refining process produces a scent. That scent is not often the best scent. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Sugar Beach, everyone. We're going to, and so on the right is the Red Path Sugar Refinery, and in front of us is Sugar Beach with the pink umbrellas, and George Brown College has some buildings here. Sugar Beach also gets very, very busy on the weekends in the summertime because, of course, it is just a nice area. This used to be a parking lot and they converted it into a beach. This is not a beach you can swim at. There are, again, cargo ships that come in here, so certainly not safe to swim here. Also, I'm not sure how safe it is to swim in Lake Ontario in general. But regardless of that water safety aspect, this is a cargo area. Cargo ships come in, so definitely not advisable to be swimming here. There's a ferry, or there's some sort of a boat there. I think it's a ferry. Although it doesn't look as big as the ferry should. So here we are. Lots of people sitting here enjoying the views of Toronto Islands that are on the other side. Also, this area is quite dense in terms of population, a lot of condos. During the week, a lot of students, George Brown students. We are approaching one of the George Brown buildings. I know this because there's a Tim Hortons there, and I sometimes get my coffee in that Tim Hortons. There we go. So we are right next to one of the George Brown College buildings. Let's get ourselves to that side so that we're predictable. Ooh, they're building something here. Maybe they are building a deck of sorts. Okay, you have to see this chat. Look at this Canada Goose. Canada Goose just standing right there. You see her or him. I don't know the gender of this Canada Goose. Hey, Goosey Goose. Do you see her? Do you see the goose? I think you should. Don't eat the squid. Boardwalk. Ah, so they're building a boardwalk? And also, don't eat the squid. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I missed your previous comment. Apartments there too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lots of apartments. Oh yeah, that definitely is a ferry on the other side that I mentioned. A boardwalk here would be fabulous because, I mean, there's a little bit of space here, but this area gets an incredible amount of use. So more space is always a good solution. So a lot of condos that were built here within the last, I don't know, 5 years. A lot of development has happened in this area. And I mean, what views they have here, right? Amazing views. Although maybe not of the Portlands just at the moment. That's more industrial looking. But at any time you have views of the lake. Can't really complain about that. Okay, so what I'm going to do momentarily is I'm going to get myself back onto the Martin Goodman Trail, and we'll continue east towards... Can I pass through here? I think I can. I'm not sure that I can pass through there, so let's just do a quick squeeze through. Benefits of riding a bike. You can just use side streets that are not real streets. Lizzo. Oh, there's There's talks that they need a pedestrian bridge to get to the island. Oh, that would be a very, very long bridge, wouldn't it? That would be so cool. Bike parking. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Chat, I have never ridden through here. Certainly a residential neighborhood. A little courtyard between all the buildings. Cool, a lot more building. What I like about these little neighborhoods that are created here is the number of small shops like cafes and little residential shops, or shops that are built to support the community here. Okay, well, here we go. Some bike parking, ring and post parking spots there. Fantastic. Okay, and now we are quite close to the Portlands. Oh, sorry, don't eat the squid. I wasn't paying attention to the chat. I'm so sorry. You wanted me to go east to the Brown building. And you know what? You were right, because I think there would have been a throughway, right? Sorry. Sometimes I pay too much attention to navigating than to the chat. You gotta choose something, right? You gotta choose something. Okay, a lot more construction here in the Portlands. That will continue for years to come. Lots of puddles here, or puddles to begin with here. Again, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that we received a lot of rain. On your left. Thank you. We received a lot of rain this week. We had a massive, massive storm, multi-day storm. Very windy, very, very rainy. And so there's remnants of that storm here and there and everywhere. Another area that would be very, very busy with tourists is the Distillery District. We've ridden through the Distillery District on a previous stream in the winter time. If you're not from Toronto and are thinking of visiting Toronto, the Distillery District should absolutely be on your list of places to visit. And welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Portlands, to the beautiful, newly opened Portland area. The Portlands Bridges. This is the new, redirected or moved, basically. They moved Cherry Street from its current location to this location. The bridge that is currently open is a vehicular traffic bridge. The bridge that is yet to open on that left-hand side there is designated for transit. What they did as part of this project is they are redirecting the flow of the Don River. The Don River floods a lot in this area, so they're trying to relocate, or they have already done it. They've relocated the flow of the Don River, so that created a lot of flood prevention, floodplains, so that if we do get a lot of rainfall like we did this past week, this area doesn't flood. So there's just a better flow of the river. It's a fantastic project, and they've done a fantastic job in terms of infrastructure to the cycling infrastructure here. When we were here last, we went on Commissioners. I always get it wrong. It's Commissioner Street, Commissioner's Way, Commissioners, and that area wasn't fully finished yet. But we'll continue straight today. Maybe what we'll do is we'll get to Whoa, my lord, bumpy. We'll get to Cherry Beach. Shall we do that? Let's just continue straight and then we'll turn around. I think a lot of people would head on over to Tommy Thompson Park today. It's a beautiful day. Noticeably cooler here though. Look at this bridge. It is so nice. Architecturally, these bridges are stunning. They are beautiful to look at. They're beautiful in person. Love the design, love the colors. Oh, lots more bridges to my left, and those would be, I would say, more pedestrian bridges. What are we doing here? This is closed. This is redirected. Okay. And do we continue straight? Do we continue on the road? Oh, let's see. Let's see. Boop, boop. Bumps. Detour. Detour. Okay. Let's just follow the signs. Detour is detour. Oh, another bump. Holy magnolia. These bumps are bumpy. Okay, well, let's just join the traffic here and continue straight. I think there's a path on the other side. I'm going to assume it's just a one-way path. Oh, they're also on that. Okay, well, let's just go. We're committed now. We're committed to crossing this bridge on the street. Wow, so many people on bikes. So fabulous to see. Woo! More potholes. Boats are still out of the water. I'm thinking very soon, if the weather continues to hold like it has, with the temperatures higher, then I'm assuming all the boats are going to be launched soon. There's often some sort of food truck at Cherry Beach here. There's a windsurfing club at Cherry Beach. How do I know that? I know that. For any of you who do some windsurfing, is anyone? Do we have any windsurfers in the chat? I see kite surfers in front of me. Definitely windy, not too windy, so it would be a very good day. Oh yeah, the food truck is back. I had an amazing soft cone ice cream yesterday from a place called La Dipperie on Bloor Street. Such incredible tasting soft served ice cream dipped. Let me show you. Let me bring you a little bit closer, chat, so you too can enjoy the views. What do you think? What do you think, chat? How do you like the views? This is the Cherry Beach. Oh. Let's learn a little bit more about the beach. So here we go. Cherry Beach is proud to fly the blue flag, an internationally recognized and respected award for beaches that meet strict criteria under 4 categories: water quality, safety and services, environmental management, environmental education. There you go. So this is Lake Ontario. There you go. and there is sand. There is sand here. It's not you know, your beautiful Caribbean beach type sand here, but it's lovely. It's one of the local beaches, and I keep repeating myself, but in the summertime this beach does get incredibly popular and gets much busier. It's so quiet here. I think that body of land across from us, I believe that's part of the Tommy Thompson Park. If anyone local in the chat, if you can confirm that. There you go. What's going on here? I'm getting some messages here. Is the stream still streaming? What messages am I getting here? Right, Lizzo, don't eat the squid, you believe so? Yeah, I think that's what it appears that could be. All right, so relaxing. I could stay all day here. I really could. But let's get moving. I think on a future stream, or maybe what I'll do right now is I will drive by on what, Agnieszka? You don't have a car. I'll ride by the Tommy Thompson, the entrance, to show you. I'm not ready to ride there today, but we can ride by and then take Commissioner Street, and pass through the third bridge. And that's how we'll turn around. What you can't experience, but that food truck, there's quite a bit of scent coming off of that food truck. Okie dokie. Busy. Oh, why am I on sport? Why am I on sport? Every time I use the bell, I ring the bell, I inadvertently change the pedal assist on my bike to an easier pedal assist mode or higher pedal assist mode. Oh, don't eat the squid. They removed the bike share docking station from inside the park. Oh, that is too bad. That's too bad. Because what you could do is you could ride to the park and then, park, drop off the bike somewhere, right? So I think the expectation now is to just keep the bike right around Tommy Thompson and then make more money as a result. But I wonder what the reason for that was. Bike share, for anyone who is not local, is our bike share system run by the City of Toronto. And these are the bikes with orange branding. There are some regular bikes, there are some mostly regular bikes, but they have been doing a lot more introduction of e-bikes. And I think what they will be doing next is creating e-bike only stations with a little bit better charging capacity. I have yet to find an e-bike in the stations that I typically pass that is fully charged or that is operational. I don't know what the range on those e-bikes is. I would love to be able to ride one because I would love to be able to compare the experience of riding a bike share e-bike and my own bike. Oh, there is another tricycle. Is that a tricycle or is that a bike with a trailer? Well, it's coming up, chat, on the left. Oh, in front of us. No, it's a bike with a trailer. Okay. Looked like a tricycle from far ahead or far away. Don't need the squid. Shared cargo bikes would be brilliant. Yes, they would be, wouldn't they? Yeah, so I rented a cargo bike from just a company that rents cargo bikes in the city. Happy Feets, they're called. But yes, a shared cargo bike that is part of the bike share fleet would be fantastic. The signal isn't good at Tommy Thompson. Oh, thanks for that. I'm not surprised. There are no occupants there, right? There's no residents there. It's just a nature area. So maybe Tommy Thompson is better left for a video tour and not a live stream tour. Don't eat the squid. Have I seen any unicycles today? No, I have not. I don't often see unicycles in the city. I think, thinking back, I've seen maybe 3 people riding unicycles, like that I've personally seen riding. So not too many. Do you ride any? Do you ride a unicycle? Don't eat the squid. Anyone in the chat ride unicycles? I started following many years ago. I subscribed to a man from the UK. His name is Ed Pratt, and he rode his unicycle around the world as a kid. And by that I mean as a young adult. I should not say a kid. He was not a child. He was a young adult. And now he continues. He then did some tandem bicycle touring with his then girlfriend, and now he's back on his unicycle touring, I think in Europe somewhere. Whoops. Again, I need to pay attention to that boom that is right behind me. I don't want to be hitting any. Oh my God, a lot of roots here, tree roots, and this results in a lot of. Oh my God, this is out of control. Okay. The worst is over. The worst is over. Don't eat the squid. You just ride a regular bike. Thanks for that. Looks like a man with a touring setup there. What is the connectivity here, chat? Is the network holding up? My preview is not a continuous preview. I have it on, I think, oh my gosh, sorry. There's so many, not potholes, but so many roots here. Where was I going with this? Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Ooh, very cool. That was like a lefty. That bike did not have the typical bike design. Okay, well, and in front of us is the first entrance to the Tommy Thompson Park. One of them. So here we go. Ports Toronto, Outer Harbour Marina. Don't eat the squid. That spot needs repaving. Yes. They really do. The city, by they I mean the city, really should consider that, because that path gets worse and worse every single year. Of course, nature takes over, right? You pave over root line or tree roots, and nature will always take over. But it is when I was riding the Erie Canal Trail in New York, in the state of New York, there were multiple instances where they had shaved down those tree roots. That's what it appeared like, because there were, again, multiple instances where the trail would get very, very bumpy because of tree roots. Very dangerous if you're not ready for them, if you're not prepared for them, especially on the downhill. Okay. Signal will be weak. Okay. Well, let's I'm committed now, so sorry if your experience is horrible, chat. We are coming to the second entrance of Tommy Thompson Park. Oh, fun fact about the park, dogs are not allowed in the park. So I was once biking with my dog in a basket, and I mean, technically speaking, she was not going to be walking, but she was in the basket, and she is a dog, and I did not enter the park. It looks to be a big group of people here. I don't know if they're all together or maybe they're just getting ready to get into the park. Fabulous to see. Again, fabulous to see all the cyclists. Okay, so let us continue. We're going to jump on Commissioner Street. I think by the time we get to the street, I am going to validate what the street is called. On our right, community gardens, everyone. I don't know if you have these in your countries, in your areas, but let me show you. Basically, they're plots of land where people can garden. This is awesome. There's one of these plots in High Park, but very, very popular, and there's a massive wait list to get on the High Park one. I used to work with a person in a previous role that had access to one of these community gardens, and they had been planting their food for multiple years. So it's an awesome way for you to heighten your gardening skills, your food growing skills in the center of the city. I love this. Allotments. Okay, don't eat the squid. It's called allotments in the UK. And it looks like that as well. Like it's just plots of land or little areas that are part of a community. I really like it. I like that a lot. I was thinking of renting a spot out here, but it's really far. I mean, this is not close to me at all. So I don't think I could commit to coming here every week, and really in the summertime you really have to come to the garden and tend to the garden often, at the very least once a week. Oh, hi doggo. Well, that was a nice hi. What are we doing? So, Commissioner Street. We got it, chat. Commissioner Street. Not Commissioner's Way. Watch me on a future live stream. Ask the same question. Is this Commissioner's Way? But we wanna go in that direction. Oh, let's not get caught in this streetcar track. Oh. Commissioner Street. Less weight. Not many detached houses with yards in British cities. Okay.
Yikes, train for traffic.
What you got on the back?
Yep. I'm live streaming. I'm live streaming.
Face forward, behind. Nice.
Yeah. Thanks. Don't eat the squid. Commissioner's Way sounds posh, right? Yeah, it does. For some reason, I think it's Commissioner's Way. I have to get that out of my mind. Commissioner's Street. And it's very dusty up ahead, chat. I may have to put my neck buff on. Very, very dusty in front of us. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Whoa, whoa. That was scary. Okay, so what are we doing on Commissioner Street? I'm on here because I want to ride across the third bridge in the Portlands, the Commissioner Street Bridge. Oh, chat, let's say hi to us. Let's say hi. I don't know if you'll see it. I don't know if you'll see it, but I can see it. Hey. Just waving to you, chat, there in the mirror. Okay. I said hi. Let's get on with it. Too many stops. Resurgam, hey. Welcome to the live stream. Nice and sunny weather. Where are you at? Yes, it is. It sure is. Okay. Neck buff is coming on. That's a lot of dust. Holy. Also a lot of gravel. Lots of gravel where I'm riding. No, I don't like this at all. Woo! Also potholes. Huh, okay. Holy. The surface today, chat. Surface is questionable. Oh my gosh. Very windy here as well. I actually hope the audio is not picking it up. Oh, I see the bridge ahead of us. Lots of construction on the left, and that's again part of Portland's area construction. I mentioned there will be construction here for many, many years. But at the very least, at this point, the through streets rather are mostly done. The bridges are open, so there is traffic access to Cherry Beach. Cherry Beach is super popular. So if there was no access to it, it would not be great for the local community. Oh my gosh, potholes. You know, I complain about the potholes, and yet I have front suspension and a saddle suspension on this e-bike. If I was here on my regular aluminum bike, this would not be a great experience. Very, very windy. We're pretty much riding into the headwind right now. Wow. I hope this changes because this is not pleasant at all. I don't know about your thoughts on headwind. Have you made peace with it? Or are you like me and really dislike it every time it rears its head? I mean, the headwind is just a tailwind that's confused. Somebody told me that. But it's nasty. And it also gets my ears it makes my ears very uncomfortable. That sound of wind, strong wind whooshing by at all times. I know on my cross Canada tour I had a bit of an ear infection as a result of very strong head and crosswind. Okay, detour signs. Oh, massive pothole here. I'm glad I paid attention and spotted it. That would have been a wheel killer right there. Pinewood Toronto Studios. Huh. Are these film studios? Looks like it. They certainly have a lot of space. Okay, time to increase pedal assist. This is no joke. Okay, here we are. chat. This is the Commissioner's Street Bridge.
Kwok Chung Lo subscribe to the channel.
Last time we were here, this was not yet open. The bridge was open, but this area around it was not yet finished. Oh, beautiful skyline of Toronto. Let's take a look at. I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of twinkling ahead of us, but I think these are all plants that were planted as part of the marshland here. Oh, that's really nice. The skyline is beautiful, isn't it? It's funny because the CN Tower is obstructed a tiny bit here. So it seems like the building that's obstructing the tower has this huge spire sticking out of it. I don't know why they have these sparkly tags added to plants. Is it so that birds are distracted? Anyone know? Do we have anyone who works with plants on the chat? Oh, we have a new we have a new subscriber. Kwok Chung Lo, thank you very much for subscribing. I don't know if you joined the live stream, but if you did, thank you for the subscription. Lizzo, yes, East End has a lot of film studios, all right. This is the new water area, okay. So I think this is where they were flooding the Don, right? When they were redirecting the Don River, this is where water's coming through. Chat, I think maybe we'll take a photo. Let's take a photo. Once again, if you would like to see the photos, you can head on over to the Instagram. To the Instagrams. I'm just going to disconnect this for a time being. If the network goes down, sorry. Okay, took some photos. Instagram chat, wheels on the bike. If you forget, you can use the command !IG, !IG, and that will take you to my Instagram page again. Where are we here? Just making sure that our connection. Okay. Red Zorgan, where you're at, are they going to build a park of some sort? They're going to build parks, they're going to build housing, they're going to build a whole community here. So yes, there will be a park here. We passed by a little bit, well, on the other side, in fact, there are a few what appear to be pedestrian bridges. So I would say that is an area that's prepped for a park. So you can enjoy all the plants that they're planting, and those plants are specifically plants that can, they're part of that swampland area. So if the Don River floods, then that area can accommodate all the extra water. But I saw many small bridges that are, I think, pedestrian bridges and pathways. So yeah, but once finished, this is going to be stunning. It's going to be absolutely stunning. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. And this is the bridge. Up close, chat, this bridge is so beautiful. So this is in fact two bridges that were brought in in two parts and then joined. All these bridges were brought on barges, and then they were positioned in place. And this bridge, because it has two parts, it was brought into on two separate barges and then joined together at location. Okay. Oh, also continuing to be super windy. Bike parking. What's incredible about this place is that, you know, they've been building infrastructure that is really thoughtful and well designed. It's not just about building infrastructure for cycling only, it's about accommodating all forms of infrastructure, allowing people to move around how they want to. I recently attended another town hall on the Bloor Street bike lanes, on the Bloor West Street bike lanes that are continuing to cause a lot of unhappiness with residents who live in those areas. And really, I think that what was showed during that town hall is how much more development is forthcoming to that area, how much there's going to be a huge influx of people who are going to be living along Bloor, and our streets cannot accommodate all these people driving. That's not possible, physically not possible. And so the city, as a result, is creating infrastructure to allow people to move around the city in different ways. But of course, if you don't choose the change yourself, then you are going to be most likely opposed to the change. As a result, many people are who live in that neighborhood. So, change is hard. So this is the old Cherry Street. This is the street that is going to be dismantled as the new Cherry Street, which we're heading to, has taken over. So this is a case of the city moving a new version of Cherry Street, and then eventually, when everything's finished, then they're going to close that old passage. It's so beautiful. It's amazing to see this area active. When we first came here, there weren't very many cars here at all, and now there are so many. So it's great to see that the infrastructure is being used. Oh, I see a tandem bike. Ahead to the right, two people on a tandem bike. Awesome. I don't know if I shared that I ride tandem bikes with Trailblazers, who I know I shared in a previous live stream. But Trailblazers is a cycling club for people with vision loss and who are blind. And so we ride tandem bikes. And this requires a sighted person at the front, so I'm the captain, and a blind person at the back. They're the stoker. And we ride around, typically on weekends, or I as a volunteer can only ride on the weekend, so that's when I ride. But other people, they're always looking for volunteers. So if you are interested in learning how to ride a tandem bike, and if you have the capacity to volunteer, and of course if you're local in the GTA, they have stations in Mississauga and Toronto, then consider registering with Trailblazers Cycling Club. Don't eat the squid. Thankfully, multimodal transport is inevitable. Absolutely. Multimodal transport is really the way to go. Like, you cannot just pigeonhole people into driving cars. There was another article I read recently about how expensive car ownership in Toronto has become. I don't know if this is the case in where you're at, but there's been a lot of car theft. Incredible amount of car theft of very specific car brands, high-end car brands, but a lot of people in Toronto seem to have them. And really the police or the owners can't seem to keep up with the thieves who just want to take the car, sell it, move it off, ship it off to a different country. But you know, car ownership on its own, so the thefts are impacting insurance rates, and of course that is affecting everybody's rates, not just people who may have lost their cars. But also car ownership, increased interest rates. It's very, very expensive to own a car in Toronto. Very expensive. Unless your car is fully paid off and in a very good running condition, and you live somewhere where gasoline is not very expensive. Let us know where you live. Or maybe, yeah, it's, you know, something that I, with a pretty good salary, should be able to afford, and I really would be far stretched to own a car at this point. Okay, we're back on the Martin Goodman Trail. We're going to take the trail all the way back. Once again, as we ride through Harbourfront, it's just after 3 p.m. So this area is going to be very, very busy. And I want to show you how busy it gets. Hey, keep in mind that we're still not in the summer. This is still very much spring weather. So the usability of this trail will only increase as the weather gets better and better. But this is very indicative of things to come. Ooh, bumpy. Okay, so I think it looks like we're going to have headwind all the way back. Because it's quite windy here as well. Oh, very muddy. Bite your bikes. It's very muddy because we had all that rain last week. Woo. Okay, so whenever I pass this area, I always call out the lazy barista. That coffee shop is coming up on our left. So here we go. Lazy Barista, they have incredible coffee. So they're right here on our left here. Such good coffee. Flat whites. So good. So good. Reds or gum. As far as gas prices go here in California, the state hit you hard. Yeah. Is it taxes, reds or gum? Don't eat the squid. It was really lovely biking in January, February, where people were out on the trails. I agree. I absolutely agree. Very much spoiled when biking here in the winter. I'm just double checking something. Pardon me, chat. Okay. That bike share dock needs paving. It's always a mud pit. Okay. yeah, I mean, it was just mud on one side, so a little bit of rain, and certainly not a great experience for anyone trying to get bikes out of there. Okay, so here we go. So you will surely notice how many more pedestrians there are here. So we're heading towards the ferry terminal again and towards the Harbourfront area. And yeah, wow, I am surprised at how many pedestrians there are here. Very surprised. So loud. Motorcycle, so loud. Why do we need to all hear you? You know, motorcycle riders wanted these loud exhausts. Maybe they should just wear headphones and have that exhaust filtered right into their ears and spare everybody else from hearing that sound. How about that? Can you hear the ticking? Ding, ding, ding. Don't eat the squid. You agree about the exhaust levels, right? They should just have headphones so they could listen to that loud exhaust sound in their ears. There's an innovation for somebody to consider that would cut down on noise pollution. Something smells delicious. Ooh, buddy, buddy, buddy. Whoa. Yeah, just like, wowzy. Oh, you know what, chat? I think I need to mute the microphone. Sorry about that. All right, chat. Sorry about that. I had to mute it because I've got music blasting right next to me. And you know what happens when there's music on a live stream? The moment I post it, the moment the live stream turns into a video, YouTube is going to give me a copyright strike. We mentioned this in a conversation earlier on in the stream, that it's sometimes inevitable when you're streaming to ride by music, and that was one spot. Don't need the squid. That entrance to the parking lot badly needs a redesign. Yes, I used to. Fun fact: I used to park my car there. I used to drive downtown every day some time ago. And that was the parking lot I parked at. Okay, let's go. So we are just passing the ferry terminal again. It's amazing that people just join and don't look. Okay, we're kind of stuck behind there now. No worries. It's not a race. On your left. pathway here is wide enough to accommodate 2 people. Okay. This area I'm riding in is incredibly windy, just for the wind gets caught in between the buildings here. The area ahead of us, that's the Harbourfront. Lots of people milling around. Let's see how many people are going to be in the bike lane when we are about to cross. All right, chat. There are people in the bike lane taking photos. Are they gonna move? Are they gonna move? Are we gonna have a conversation? Ladies, you're in the bike lane.
Come here.
There we go. It worked. It worked. Sometimes they just don't know. They have no clue. They're just tourists who want to take their photos, and that is a good spot for photos because that was the CN Tower. That's where the CN Tower is, in between 2 buildings, and the photo op is beautiful. The city needs to paint that stretch green. Yeah, I mean, there's markings on the pavement, but of course people don't look down, they look up at the CN Tower. That's where the photo is. Rezor ask him if he wants to race. I don't think I would win that race. Even with my e-bike, definitely would not win that race. Lizzo, you do the same. You shout at them. Oi. I mean, you know what? Sometimes you just have to point it out because they just don't know. And it's mostly tourists who don't know. And if nobody tells them, then they will eventually get hit. Or people, when they're trying to avoid them, are going to hit each other. And really, you should just not stop there. So, there we go. Make a left and show the other bike lanes? What other bike lanes? Tell me more, Lizzo. What other bike lanes are there? I mean, on the left I have the lake. It is a design issue. Don't eat the squid. Absolutely is a design issue. I don't think people do it purposefully. They truly just don't know. Stop. Okay. Oh, I see you meant to make a right. Right. Yes, that would make sense. There are bike lanes parallel to that. You know, I never take those bike lanes. I should show those bike lanes. So I think now we've passed them because Sky Dome. I call it the Sky Dome, Rogers Center. This is where we're stopped. I'm going to get off the bike soon and show you the waterfront view again because it's gonna get real pretty here. So many pedestrians, I'm so impressed. So what I'll do is I shall get off the bike and head on there to the left. To the left. H2O Park. There. Let's walk, chat. I don't know if any of you have gone to the islands on a kayak. I did it once as part of that club there. That was a great experience. I did it at night. Lizzo, you can still make a right just before Lakeshore. Okay, I have other plans. I want to be here. I also want to do something. I want to ride next to Billy Bishop Airport and kind of discover that area that I never ever take. I think my brake is rubbing. I think maybe that's the noise I'm hearing. A very large bike station. Most likely very popular. So there you go. We came to, we passed through Sugar Beach that had pink umbrellas. This is another one of these beaches, the H2O Park. It's an urban beach, so there's still sand, umbrellas, and in the distance there you'll see Billy Bishop Airport. It's a fun spot to sit and watch planes land and take off. And on the right there we have the marine station, so it's a fire station or EMS, medical emergency and fire station. So marine unit, they would have a boat, so anything that may need attention on the lake, that team would be deployed. You don't need the squid. You hope they convert that airport to a park one day. Oh, that would be nice. Okay, we've got music. So again, we need to either talk over the music or move away from the music. Oh, let's hope that does not resolve. Oh, you know what, chat? I want to walk there, so I'm just going to mute you. I'm sorry. So I'm very sorry, chat. I silenced you. I silenced myself because that person was just blasting music, and if I have copyrighted music on the stream, well then I'm gonna get a copyright strike. So that was just a person with a very large and loud speaker. Yes. Extra hero, you have a freedom of speech in the US? Yeah, well, tell that to Google. The moment they stop copywriting or copyright striking my live streams for featuring music, I shall not silence you. I'm sorry. There you go. That was really nice, wasn't it? So we're now walking in the parking lot of the marine station. Very nice. I don't ever come around here. I just ride through on the Martin Goodman Trail. And again, in a moment, I'll just basically take a walk on the other side as well, because that is a spot I don't personally ever walk either. So I just want to explore on this very beautiful day in Toronto. There's something about, for me, about being around water that is so calm and peaceful, and hearing the water splash on the various surfaces around here is just very peaceful for me. There's typically another taxi area, kind of taxi stop in this area. Often when I ride by, is it here or is it somewhere? I think it's here. They hand out pamphlets about their services. Extra hero. I don't do this, but riding on an e-bike blasting music is an amazing feeling, but nerve-wracking because you think people are judging your taste in music. Yeah. Yeah, I often, if I do listen to music, I listen to it on my headphones, and the headphones that I've been using for years now are these bone conducting headphones, which allow me to hear. I think that if you ride a bike, your ears must be open because you just need to have that situational awareness and hear things. I mean, unless you have a hearing disability and you can't hear, but if you can, then being able to hear what's happening around you is important. Okay, so we've got a helicopter. Is that a news media helicopter? I'm not sure. The fire rescue station is on the other side. So we've crossed the bridge to this side and just taking a look on the waterfront here. I'm not riding my bike because technically speaking, we're not meant to ride bikes here. And so I'm just enjoying being a pedestrian. Extra hero, you had so many breathtaking water views on your Canada trip. The half-frozen lakes and the mountains. Yes. Riding on the Icefields Parkway. So many lakes there. So many stunning lakes there. If anyone ever comes or drives or rides through or visits Alberta, Peyto Lake, Beaupass, stunning, the most stunning lake I've ever seen. Lake Louise doesn't even come close. Peyto Lake is the lake you want to see. Unpopular view. Okay, everyone, you will most likely hear this, but a lot of noise coming from that helicopter, and that's the Billy Bishop Airport in the distance. Yeah, the bone conducting extra hero, the bone conducting headphones have been around for a while, but they've become incredibly popular recently. I see everyone wearing them, which is great. I mean, lots of people running, they wear them. They often also want to hear what's going on around them. Do we have Best Buy in Canada? Yes, we do. Best Buy is an electronics shop. They have a plane. That was the plane taking off, everyone. That was, their runways are so short. Oh, but there it is. It's taken off. So, many people go and watch planes land and take off in Mississauga at the Toronto airport, Pearson. But you can also come to the H2O Park and have a similar experience in watching the planes take off. Of course, you don't have these massive planes taking off here, but you get the point, right? Empire Sandy, another ship in front of us. And yet another little bay, another little bridge that we'll walk across, and then we'll continue on the other side. super peaceful walking around here. Is that time for dog walks? It's 3:42. My dog will be expecting to be walked soon as well.
It's been a couple minutes, Chloe, not now.
Mira las palomas.
This area is so nice. There you go. People are just enjoying waterside views. Such a nice spot. I think that Toronto has done a great job with its waterfront. Could it be better? Absolutely could, but you know what? It could always be better. I think we have to recognize how the good that we already have. So busy. Holy. Is this some sort of a parade happening in town? Anyone know? What's going on? Or are people just coming down to the waterfront? Just to come down to the waterfront? It's quite busy. Okay. And this is Queen's Quay and Lower Spadina. And let's take a walk along the waterfront here. Because it's beautiful. Oh, so take a look at that. Look, chat. Look. There is a no bike sign here. No bikes. With a little lock. Oh, I think it's no bike locking. Right. No bike locking on this bridge. Right, makes sense. Okay, okay. Learning signs in Toronto. Busy a bit. How far did you ride to Waterfront? How many miles do you get on a battery? Okay, so I had full battery, full charge. Let's see. So here, just 28 kilometers. 28 kilometers. I mean, we meandered through the city, right? So it wasn't, to ride here straight, it's about 10 kilometers from my place. My battery range, so I'm currently on tour. So we've ridden about, let's say, 30 kilometers, and my range that I have left is 57 on tour. So this is the second level of assist. So it's not bad. I've definitely seen an increase in battery performance, or improvement in battery performance as the weather gets warmer. In the winter, I had to charge the battery quite often, but now I can see that my distance, my range is increasing as the weather improves. Kilometers to miles. All right, Google, somebody Google. What's 30 kilometers? Is that maybe 20 miles? Maybe 18 miles? Something like that? And 57 kilometers left, so let's say 60. So is that 45 miles? Something like that. Yeah. Busy a bit, and I don't know miles to kilometers. So there you go. There is always a lot of live music here in the summer. And once again, what a beautiful, beautiful area. And imagine this area, chat, when the boats are docked, or rather the boats are in the water. It just changes everything. And take a look at that, people over there. So people are sitting in their chairs, enjoying. And once again, when there are live music performances around here, there's even more people around here in their picnic blankets, etc. a little piece of heaven in the city by the water. It is stunning. Where can someone charge bike battery in general? So I think here you could go to Union Station, and I've seen a lot of delivery riders just sit themselves on the bench and charge their batteries. Union Station, so, or any bus station, any public space with outlets, I've seen them utilized. That's one idea. Don't eat the squid. I met a harpist from Switzerland performing there last summer. Yeah, that's amazing. The quality of musicians they have here is incredible, isn't it? So it's good to hear that they're international musicians who come over here, and they certainly draw a huge crowd. So this is Toronto Music Garden. So nice. And look at this chat. Like, the people on bikes. Oh, somebody who does touring with a Brim hat. Hello.
And she was like,
How are you?
oh,
You must be bicycle tourists, because that Brim hat is only for touring.
I'm not. I wear this all the time.
You wear it all the time? I am live streaming, so this is live, by the way, but I spotted I just bought one myself for bicycle touring.
Yes.
And how do you like yours?
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I never cycle without it.
Right.
Take it everywhere I cycle, and
Yeah.
I've had it a number of years. I was cycling in Maine
Mm-hmm.
with a helmet with a sort of brim from an old sun hat that I
Yes.
attached to it. And we saw a bike tour group go by, and the one woman had a hat like a
Yes.
brim like this, and as she went by, I called to her, "Where did you get that?" And she said, "The brim."
The brim.
And I ordered one online.
Yes.
And as I say, I love it.
Yeah. So I recently bought one as well, because I cycle tour, and I mean, the sun, you want to protect yourself from the sun, but if you're touring, like, putting sunscreen on is not always possible. You forget about it or whatnot. But it doesn't look great. It's not stylish, but it works.
And I
Yeah.
feel I've got a little umbrella. It actually
Yeah.
makes me feel cooler. I
Right.
love it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's amazing.
Amazing. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for that. And I love your e-bikes as well. Oh, it's a Riese Muller as well. Mine is a Riese Muller.
Reason-
Nice.
What's the
It's a
name of
Nevo.
yours?
It's the Nevo.
Nevo.
And yours is a Tinker?
Tinker.
Yeah. I have never seen these like live. I've only seen, yeah.
We like them.
Oh, very nice. I tour, so this year I'm going to Poland, but I toured across Canada 2 years ago.
Just cycling for the day today.
Oh, today I'm just riding. Yeah. And I am live streaming, so people are hearing our conversation. Yeah. So that's amazing.
You have a website?
Wheels on a bike.
Wheels
On a bike. A
Wheels
bike.
on a bike.
Yeah.
Really that.
Yeah.
Where in Poland are you going?
All across Poland. Yeah.
On your own, or with a
Yes, I typically ride on my own, and then I meet people, and yeah.
stopping in places like Poznan or that?
Where will you begin?
Poznan? On
I don't have my tour yet, but I'm hoping to ride from. Well, I'll fly into Warsaw and then go south to meet my family, and then I will start my tour. So I'll end up in Gdańsk at the Baltic Sea.
Yes.
And I'm Polish, so I speak the language, so that should not be a problem. That should be helpful, but it's been a while since I've been back, so
So were you born there or not?
yes. Yes.
When did you come here?
30 plus years ago. It was a while. Yeah.
Our daughter-in-law
Yeah.
is from Poland.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we visited
You visited.
for
Okay.
that reason.
Yeah.
2 now, and she came when she was 4, so she
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the same age.
Yeah.
Are you connected to the Polish community here?
I mean, not really. I mean, my parents, my parents, and then we go to the Polish church sometimes on high holidays. I do. My parents are more than I am. Yeah. 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 But it's amazing.
Have you
Well,
been to
thank you.
Poland before? Because you have. You've been to Poland before?
Last time I went was in 2007. So a while ago.
And
Yeah.
you speak the language, so that's the big
I speak the language, but I feel like when I go to Poland I feel like a child, because I've traveled to many other places, and self-sufficient and it's all good. But when I'm in Poland, I just want my parents to take care of me. I just feel like I'm a child. So yes,
Do
yes.
they live there part of the year?
Do they?
Live there part
No.
of the year?
No. No.
Yeah. But we had a wonderful holiday in Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So yeah, I also look forward to discovering that country because I just, you know, as a child I moved, like I went where my family went on holidays, but now I'll be able to connect the dots. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. Love to see the Tinkers in person. Have you had them for a while?
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
Are you going to cycle the Dunayet River pathway?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
On the border with Slovakia.
Yeah, so that's in the south, right? There's a trail. I don't know that I'll go that far south.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
At this point, it's just I don't know.
We tried
Yeah.
to. We stayed there, rented bikes, and then
What was
found
the
that
name
the
of the
path
town?
was
The town was Shavnica.
Chavnitsa.
Stabnica, yeah. Yes, so that's in the mountains, right?
Not really.
It's
There
near,
are big
it's
hills
near
nearby, but you
the
can see the mountains
Zakopane
just over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
found that the
Stabnica, I know because my parents used to take us there as children.
It's the
Yeah.
border with Slovakia.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so just recently I got in touch with like a cycle touring group in Poland in Polish. So I just asked people for suggestions of of trails that are there. So there's some good ones, and the Dunajec trail is one of them, but I just don't know if I'm going to go that far south. But we'll see.
And will you just rent one bike while you're there for the whole trip? Will you rent a bike?
No, I'll fly with my bike, my touring bike. No, not this bike. I tour on regular bikes.
I see.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see.
They won't let lithium batteries.
That's right, yeah. But I think that with Bushin, like if I wanted to take an e-bike, like this e-bike, I could rent the battery there. But
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't tour on this bike. No, this is a commuter. This is not a touring bike. So, yeah, just my touring bike that I take, and
Lovely.
yeah.
Have you done any cycling in Germany?
No, this will be my first.
We did a
European.
great tour in Germany
Yeah.
on the Danube River,
Right.
from the source.
Like, was it part of the Eurovelo Trail? Is that part of it, or
I don't know the name.
Okay.
It's a Danube
the Danube? Okay,
trail, whatever. It doesn't really have a name.
yeah.
Perhaps it's got a new name now. This was back in 2005.
Okay,
Where they,
yeah.
for marketing purposes, they changed the name.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, well, I'll let you enjoy it, but awesome to have spoken to you about your experience with the brim hat. I'll be using it.
Brook saddle too.
Yep.
I stopped using mine because it's fun. It was getting a bit hard on the backside.
Yeah. So interestingly, the saddles that came with the bike, that is one saddle that gave me saddle sores. I could not ride on that saddle at all.
Yeah, I changed mine to the
Yes. So it's very interesting because it has nice padding, but the surface is too grippy for me. So it just contribute. Like I full on got saddle sores, and I don't have experience with saddle sores because I ride on Brooks saddles. So that was unique. Yeah. So it had to go. But that's amazing. It's amazing to see the Tinker. It is quite small and very nimble.
we put them in the back of our car.
Right.
So it means we can travel with them
Yeah.
in Canada.
This folds down.
Right. Yes.
And take the seat
This is
post.
amazing. And where did you buy your bikes?
One is from Ottawa and the other one is from Vancouver Island.
Okay.
And you?
I bought it at Curbside, which is
where?
a Curbside Cycle, which is at Toronto.
Okay, do they still sell them?
They still sell them.
Okay, because the only place that used to sell them kind of stopped, but that was three years ago.
Okay.
So Curbside probably took up the slack.
Yeah. Yeah, Curbside have been selling them. I don't know how long, but they stock. Riese Muller, but always amazing. Oh yes, citruscycles.ca. So
Citrus,
I've purchased things. I think I actually purchased my flaps for my bike from there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, you don't see
And
too many of this-
thank you very much.
The tribe around here.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. All right, chat. I'm sorry to have disregarded you altogether, but it's always amazing to meet people that we were talking about the brim, which is kind of this brim you put on your helmet to offer protection from the sun. And if you Googled the brim, it's really dorky looking thing that you put on the helmet, but it does what it does. It does what it says it does. It offers protection from the sun so that you don't have to slather sunscreen. The sun is always my biggest weakness when I tour. When I toured across Canada, I got so sunburned. I had the water bubbles form on my legs, so definitely a proper sunburn. And I really couldn't maintain just coverage. I couldn't put enough sunscreen on my legs to warrant a day's worth of cycling. So I decided the best thing is to cover up. Busy a bit. Helmet. It's a helmet sombrero. That's exactly what it looks like. That is exactly what it is. It looks like a big sombrero. Extra hero. And Mike did a great job picking up the other woman's voice. Oh, that's awesome. That is good to know. So here we go. You love how competent I am in my element. Lotions and sunscreen holds heat inside, so we get even hotter. That's interesting. But yeah, what I've noticed is that now when I travel, even when it's sunny, I fully cover up. So I wear arm sleeves, leg sleeves, and now I will be wearing the brim, the helmet sombrero, and I'm just not even going to worry with sunscreen because I don't apply it frequently enough and it just doesn't work for me. Extra hero, I think you both knew exactly what each other were talking about. That's rare. Yeah. So interestingly, in addition to them, to that woman having the brim, they also had Riese Muller bikes. And Riese Muller is a brand that's not very common here. It's an e-bike brand that's not very common. And so they've had theirs, she said, for 3 years. That's awesome, and those bikes looked brand new. You should stay in contact with them. Yeah, no, I didn't take any contact information. Maybe they will start following me on the channel or on the website. That's better. I don't wear lotions, but a bit on my face. Yes, so I actually do wear a light sunscreen on my face. I think that because, when you tour, you're just out all day. I'm just not good at reapplying. That is 100% my issue. Okay, let's get on back to biking, shall we? And then we're going to get real up close and personal with Billy Bishop Airport. I want to go around there because I always just go straight through, but I want to see the airport. And so let's go, chat. Come along with me. Oof, what's going on there? Okay, look at that. Look at this. This is an indication of what's to come. This is not even bad. So we need to turn. We need to turn in all of this, chat. We need to turn. I want to turn. Oh, we did it! Whoa! Thanks. We did it! Let's go to the airport, chat. Let's go. Where should we go? Which lane? Lane this lane, lane that way. Oh, there's a nice park here, or a parkette. Very nice. And a baseball pitch. Very nice. Passenger pickup. Voyago. Voyago. Okay, passenger pickup, ride up, pickup. Welcome to Billy Bishop Airport, everyone. Welcome. Can we go through? I don't think so. I don't think we can. Maybe we can walk through. I think we can walk through. Yep. There's a sidewalk here that links to the park. Let's do that, chat. Look at that. We certainly couldn't have done it. Well, let's see. Is that a gate over there? Well, let's just continue with the sidewalk and see where that takes us, shall we? Let's just do it. Oh yes, there's enough sidewalks here for me to do a little bumping around. You gave them, Extra Hero, you gave them your channel name clearly, so that one of them should be able to find you. Yes, if they remember, they will be able to find me. Yeah, Extra Hero, that was a lot of bikes. I was a little bit concerned. You can take the boat over to the other side, like to the, that little ferry, yes. So the ferry right now is on the other side. So that's the ferry that you can take to the actual airport. Nice, and I think that person there is waiting to do just that, or maybe not. Okay. I think, chat, I think this is the longest stream I've ever had. We're over 3 hours. What? This is very long. I need to get home, chat. I need to get home to walk my dog. That dog just stared at me. That's great. So I think that's a good idea for next time. And is that complimentary, Lizzo? Great seating area, and you get a good view. Is that ferry complimentary, or do you need to show your ticket? This is where I wanted to come. I wanted to come into and ride through this neighborhood right here. I always see it, and I never come through here. In fact, I have never walked here, never ridden here. So just a tiny bit of exploring. Yes, Extra Hero, yes. My e-bike does have a walk mode. If I'm pushing the e-bike up a hill, then I definitely would use the walk mode. On its own, when I'm just pushing the bike, I don't use it. But yes, there's that little assistance available. And in my, I think it works well. It works very well on this bike. It's, I think it moves the bike at like 5 kilometers an hour. So it's, you know, gentle walking speed. Yeah, it's good. Can I join? Can I join? Again. There we are. We did it again. Okay, thank you, Lizzo. They know you on that boat, and there's no cost to use the boat. Great to know. There you go. So another little short ferry ride to enjoy. Okay, and we're back on the Martin Goodman Trail. This is another area where I ride, where the wind picks up. If it's windy in one direction, it often switches directions here. So there's something about this area here that creates this wind tunnel. It's not windy here today, thankfully. Minor adjustments on the bike share bikes. Whoa! Well, that woman just kept walking. All right then. I think we're not going to go by the dog park today. That's going to be super busy. So we're just going to go here. All right. join the Martin Goodman Trail here. Okay. This park, I wonder how many dog poops they have in this park. This park on our left chat is used by dog walk or people walking their dogs in the morning. So every time I ride here in the morning, people walking their dogs. And I know, based on experience, that many people don't pick up their dog's poop. So I wonder how many poop bombs there are in this park, and that unfortunately people who play various sports find them. So there's a lot of traffic here. People are going places. People are going places. Extra Hero, you wonder if I could convert my bike into an e-bike. Yes, I could. I was thinking before I purchased my e-bike, I was thinking of converting my pedal bike, my pedal commuter, into an e-bike. I went against it because there's a lot more wear and tear on e-bikes due to the motor and due to the torque than on regular bikes. And so when weighing out pros and cons, I decided that I was not going to do that, and I was just going to buy a bike. But I was considering getting like a Bafang motor kit, or I was also looking into a switch bike, and I'm sure there are other switch kits available. On a touring bike, I would prefer. See, the thing about e-bikes is you have to charge them, and while I don't have a problem with charging my e-bike, you know, at home, I obviously have access to a power source. While on tour, it's very limiting to have an e-bike for the type of touring that I still want to do. I sometimes will be off the grid, and I do not want to have anxiety in addition to the typical, you know, touring logistics you have to account for. I don't want to have, you know, how to charge my e-bike battery added to that stress. Yeah. So at this point, I will not be touring on an e-bike because it would have to be a very, very touring experience for me, and that's not what I'm looking for at this point. Resorgum, here you call them landmines? Oh, thanks. That's funny. Busy a bit. I tried to donate here but I couldn't, so I bought you a coffee for all your hard work. Oh, thank you, Busy a bit. I'm not sure, is Super Chat not available? I'm sorry if it's not. Thank you so much for your donation for the coffee. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I'm going to take all the money that's been donated through Buy Me a Coffee and use it on tour to support my food intake while on tour. So thank you, thank you. Okay, let's pass them, and then I will get to your comment made bloke. I enjoy your live feeds. It's interesting watching you potter about a quarter of the world away from me, right? Thank you for doing them. Thank you for watching. What I really appreciate and like about live streams is it allows me to feel, not that I feel lonely, because I commute. When you commute, I don't feel like commuting in a group of people, but it's really nice having somebody to chat to, as it were. So I really appreciate the chat aspect of live streams. And yes, I, like you, also really like live streams to see reality completely as it happens, right? I think that if I were to document this in a video, you would have a very different experience. It's a different polished experience. Nothing wrong with that. I've done those videos already. But there's something raw and real about live streams that I like. You really see the reality of it all. Extra hero, oh right. I'm remembering you have to hide your food from animals that might also chew up your charging cables, right? Yeah, so right, so different things to consider when you take an e-bike out. I mean, certainly it's possible, and people have done it and people do it, and I think that it's going to become a lot more commonplace as people take their bikes, e-bikes on tours. But again, it's going to be a very different touring experience. Like, you have to have a power source. You have to. Unless you just want to pedal your fully loaded heavy e-bike without any pedal assist. Also possible, but probably not the experience anyone riding an e-bike wants. Okay, we're gonna take lakeside views again. Typically, I go that way. This area, super popular again. Maybe not so much with tourists, but people, just locals enjoying, and picnics, sitting around, enjoying the lake. Bringing their hammocks. People bring their hammocks. I have done that as well. It's awesome. Very relaxing. The views are magnificent, especially on a clear day like today. Huh. Another reminder that if you're interested in seeing my setup, my streaming setup, I am going to be posting, I think, a story showcasing images and a short video of what that setup looks like. I am using a boom pole today instead of a basket. It's just easier, less cumbersome. I can extend or lower the boom pole as needed. I'm also considering whether or not I should take my streaming setup on tour to Poland. What do you think, chat? Should I do it? It's a lot more weight, and I would also have to consider networks, connectivity again. I love watching. I currently follow Hitch on Twitch. He's currently on a bike tour in Korea, and he streams every single day. He streams for multiple hours. And I don't know that I would stream for multiple hours every single day. I'm thinking battery capacity, what would that look like? But, you know, it's fun to watch somebody be on tour, ride their touring bike. He also rides a Kona Sutra, which is my touring bike as well. Yep, it would be live from Poland. Red Zorgum, that's right. Extra hero, are food trucks, hot dog stands a thing in Canada? Yes, they are. And we're definitely going to see a lot more of them. A lot more of them, you know, just about now. So we saw a food truck at Cherry Beach when we arrived there. Some hot dog stands as we... Alright, actually, the hot dog stand next to the ferry terminal was gone today. Yeah, going back to touring on an e-bike, Extra Hero, you definitely would need multiple batteries, at least two. Busy a bit. Super chat is available, but it's giving you issues verifying. Oh, sorry about that. That's not great, is it? If Super Chat is acting up, YouTube should make it abundantly easy to donate money, because they of course take a huge chunk of it. So why they make it so difficult, I'm not sure, but you're right, it does, you do have to go through multiple verification pages, screens. So yeah, what do you think, chat? Should I bring my streaming setup to Poland? Would anyone be interested in live streamed tour? I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. So loud here. Whenever I watch my live streams, I do watch parts of the live streams back after I come home. I notice that I just scream in this area. I just raise my volume because it's just so loud. Okay, I went past her, but cyclists coming up in the other directions, also people walking, so let's just be patient, because once again, this is not as bad as it's going to get. It's going to get a lot worse. I'm going to be taking my e-bike to get it serviced for its 4,000 kilometer service, everyone. So it's been a year, 4,000 kilometers just on this bike. I of course ride my other bikes, my Brompton, and I put close to 700 kilometers on the Brompton just on the tour alone. And then my touring bike, I didn't ride it too much last year. So this is how much I rode in a year. 4,000 plus 700, so let's say 5,000 kilometers on a bike. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Lizzo, you follow a YouTube channel from Poland. Poland is beautiful. Yeah, without a doubt, it's beautiful. I think there's beauty in every country, right? Streaming from Poland would be interesting, especially in cities. Yeah. Especially in cities where network would be best, right? Extra Hero, we would watch. I don't know anything about Poland aside from the conversations you've had. Yeah, I think that another thing to consider is that time difference. So I may be streaming and maybe middle of the night for most of the people who watch this channel. This isn't to say that you can't build a live streaming audience that may be different, right? Maybe in a different time zone, but I don't know, I have to figure it out. I also have to figure out the financial side of it. You know, I would have to get network connectivity for at least 2 networks, although it seems that data and mobile access there is a little bit cheaper than it is in Canada. But I would also need to get, instead of having my computer on or leaving my computer on, this is what I use for streaming. I basically, the feed from the camera and everything goes to my computer at home, and that is a server that then beams the video out to YouTube. So I would need to purchase something that would replace my computer, because I cannot leave my computer on for a month. Mate bloke, how do you record your kilometer cycle? Do you use Strava? I use Strava mostly now for my tours. On this particular bike, there's an odometer, so it just records. And because I've only had this bike for a year, I started with 0. I know how many kilometers I've ridden. What is your average speed on bike path today? Let's see. So average speed today, 14 kilometers, 14.3 kilometers. So again, we've not only, so this was bike lanes in the city and also bike paths here, multi-use trails, etc. So 14.3 was the average, which is kind of low. I think that typically, I'm thinking like, why might this be? It's because it's a lot more dense today on the trails and on the roads. So when there are more people around me, I tend to ride slower. But you know, also for me, cycling is not a race. So I don't typically ride very fast anyway. Even on my e-bike. Yeah. Bruno, thanks for joining the chat. What is your average speed? Right, okay. So that was I didn't read your name, Bruno, when I read your question. So, yeah, pretty slow. Just taking it easy today. Because again, what's the point of getting anxious about trying to ride fast? Whoa. That guy was riding fast. He was also gas-powered bicycle. That was a scent of gasoline when he passed us. Extra hero. I don't even know how you're able to film so much Canada, but you seem to be on top of everything. I was like, how and where is she charging? Yeah, so for the ride across Canada, I had multiple power banks. And that was sufficient. And of course I stayed at Warm Showers Hosts, and I also stayed at campgrounds. And most campgrounds, there is, you know, even if I stayed at a campsite that didn't have electrical outlets on the campsite, there's always a power outlet in the washroom, in some common area. So, you know, at a campground, you can certainly recharge everything. And if I stayed at a church, I could also recharge. So, yeah, so I didn't do a whole lot of wild camping. And when I was wild camping fully and I was off the grid fully, then I just used my power banks a lot. And I had 2 of them. On your left. On your left. Whew. Okay, so we're nearing towards the Humber Bay Arch Bridge, and I can see a lot more people here. This is not surprising because the Humber Bay Arch Bridge is a huge tourist attraction. So let's see, I'm interested to see how many people are on the bridge right now. What do you think, people? What do you think, people in the chat? Is it going to be a lot of people on the bridge? Or is it going to be rideable? Let's see. Can we ride through? Or is it going to be a total jam? Or not a parking jam. We don't want to park on the bridge. We just want to ride on the bridge. Okay, this is where the e-bike is good. You just instant pedal assist and you pass everybody. I would not be able to do this on my regular bike. Not a chance. Okay, definitely passable. No problem. Definitely passable. Okay. And Bruno, my wife wants to bike to commute instead of buying a bike. She did a test ride today. Okay. She spent twice the time she was expecting. I wonder what she can do to improve her speed. I think that let's see, sorry, I'm just going to answer that question once I pass the bridge. I'm going to position myself. Oh Lord, that person is like weaving in and out. Okie dokes. Passing on left.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll answer that question in a moment. I'm going to get us to the Sheldon Lookout Point, chat. Sheldon Lookout Point. Okay. Okay. Many more people here today than we saw last time. So welcome to the Sheldon Lookout Point, everyone. This is where you can see the beautiful skyline of Toronto, the city of Toronto, downtown, with the CN Tower in the distance. You can also see the beautiful views of the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. I'm going to park you right in front of the bridge, move myself over so that I don't block the view. Take a look at that, chat. Beautiful, isn't it? Humber Bay Arch Bridge. Stunning. And then, ooh, people on kayaks. Let's see. You should be able to see them there. And that is the skyline of Toronto. So let me get to your questions, chat. Okay, Bruna. My wife wants a bike to commute. She did a test drive today and she spent twice the time she was expecting. I wonder what she can do to improve her speed. So one thing is that as she gets confident in her route and in how her bike feels when she's carrying things, she will increase her speed. But there's a top end to that, right? So I would look at what kind of tires she has on. Like, does she have smoother tires? Are they knobby tires, like mountain bike tires? That can increase resistance, rolling resistance. So I would look at that. I would also look at her gearing. Is she constantly changing and adjusting her gearing as she's cycling, or is she pedaling, or is she not using her gearing sufficiently? So those are the two things I would look at: tires and gearing. And then again, as her confidence builds in her cycling ability, her speed will increase a little bit. But you know, unless she gets an e-bike, that speed is not going to accelerate by a huge amount, right? So when I was riding my pedal bike, my speed would range, it would really depend. It would range, sometimes I would reach 20 kilometers an hour. If I had a tailwind, I could go a little bit faster. But the weather and the elements have a lot of play in cycle commuting. If you have a strong crosswind and are fighting against that, that's going to affect your speed. If you have a tailwind, that's going to positively affect your speed. So I hope that helps. That answer clarifies a little bit. Oh, she did the route with an e-bike. Okay, so so that's interesting. Increasing speed with an e-bike. I don't know. What do you think, chat? Like, if it was just a pedal bike, then of course tires, rolling resistance. On an e-bike, tires also have an impact, but I don't know. I'm out of ideas. Busy a bit. Tan's gonna have to walk a bike. Extra Hero would love to see a video about what you're changing on your tour setup since the last summer. I remember you had to switch out tents a lot. Yes, so that was in 2022. And at the beginning of my journey, I did end up finding a tent, the Big Agnes tent, that works beautifully. And I did a video on that as well. And so I'm not really doing a whole lot of changes on this setup. I will publish a video that will go over like what changes I'm making to the touring setup, but to just kind of briefly provide an overview. I'm taking the same camping setup as I've had because I found a system that works for me and there's no need for any replacement. I've also I may be taking like smaller panniers on this tour, so 25 liters at the front and 35 liters at the back. And yeah, I hope to fit everything within those two sets of panniers. The tent is still working just beautifully, so again, not changing the camping setup in any way. What I'm changing instead of in terms of my gear is, I already mentioned that I got the brim, the sombrero, the helmet sombrero. I love that analogy. Thank you for that. So I'm that's really the only thing I've added. I added a chair. I have a camping chair, but I've used it on other tours as well. I used it on the Erie Canal tour. So I don't have too much new gear. I think that, you know, once you find gear that works, there's no reason to change it. And again, it's quite pricey to change, right? So I have a certain budget, and I really just can't always be buying things. Like, unless the company reaches out and wants me to test out a product, like, I can't just continuously be spending things on new gear, especially if I don't have a need for it. Extra Hero tents seemingly cannot be trusted to be waterproof. Yeah, so the Big Agnes tent seems to be working fine, and I would say that it is waterproof. I'm thinking about waterproofing it again, like actually washing it and waterproofing it, but maybe I'm also thinking, you know, don't change a good thing since it's still working out well. Busy a bit. Do crowds make you stressed? I think it would make you stressed. Yes, if I have to navigate a crowd, especially with a loaded touring bike, yes, it stresses me out because I'm very cognizant of how much space I take on. And then basically I eventually just end up walking the bike. Today, I think I did okay. I mean, I have this boom pole sticking out from the behind of my bike, but it's all right. The bike is still very easy to navigate. Red Gum, perfect day for picnic, perfect place for picnic. Yes, it's a perfect place for a picnic here, absolutely. And in fact, people that I'm facing who are behind you, chat, that's exactly what they're doing. Some of them are having picnics and just enjoying the view. Mate blog, you can see the skyline much better today. Yes, it's absolutely a perfect day. I mean, there's a little bit of cloud coverage, but it is nice and clear. I've also adjusted some of the camera settings. So I mentioned this at some point in the stream that I've decreased exposure because it was just being too blown out on previous streams. This affects how the video appears in the shadows, but overall I'm not riding in shadows too much, so I think this is better, and I think this is why you can see the skyline better as well. Bruna Alves, she did, going back to the question, so she did it in winter tires and a Bosch active motor. I think a better motor and tires maybe points to investigate. I think so winter tires, look at swapping them to just regular tires. Definitely rolling resistance increases, yeah, with winter tires. So I don't know if she has studded tires as winter tires. My winter tires were studded tires. So definitely a different experience riding on studded tires than regular tires that I have now on my bike. Bosch active motor. So I don't know, is that a previous iteration of like I'm not 100% sure about all the motors that Bosch has. I have the Bosch Performance CX. It's a great motor. I have no issues with that active motor. I'm not sure what the limit of that, what the torque of that motor is like. Extra Hero, smaller panniers. I thought space was king. Oh, definitely. Oh, let me tell you, the good thing that's going to help me keep the weight to a minimum is I have to take all of that stuff with me on a plane, and I have, you know, there's a limit to how much weight you can carry in one bag, and I have one bag is my bicycle, my other bag is my, you know, my panniers and my things, so I have to really keep all of that in mind so that I don't have to pay any overages on the luggage. Norma, was she on paths around Toronto? It was slow today with so many people out walking. Yes, I was. I was on the Martin Goodman Trail for the last bit here, and before then we rode in the city on the college bikeways and on the bike lanes in the city. Lizzo, I enjoyed joining your stream. It helped me prolong your laundry time. Awesome. Glad to have helped with that. Okay, thanks for joining. Okay, everyone, I think I addressed all the questions and all your comments, and so here it is. This is the Sheldon Lookout Point in Humber Bay, in Etobicoke, Mimico, Toronto, Canada, Ontario, Canada. And we thank you very much for staying with me. 3 hours 34 minutes of the stream. This is the longest stream I've ever had, so thank you very much for joining me and for your questions and for chatting along. I appreciate it. What did we do today? Today we started here in Humber Bay, and then we took a pedestrian bridge over to Roncesvalles Street. Then we joined College Street at its starting point. We rode it without any cycling infrastructure, and then we joined the beautiful cycle track. We then took University Street down towards the lake. We took some side streets there, and then we joined the Martin Goodman Trail, headed to through. We made a few stops along the Waterfront Trail and Harbourfront and at the ferry terminals, and then we rode to the Portland. So we did a loop there. We went through all the bridges, and then we came back here. And this is it. So thank you very much for joining me on this ride, and thank you. And I will end the stream here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and for anyone joining the solar eclipse, I hope your views are good. And see you next week, everyone. See you on Sunday.